All right. Hi, everybody. It's 3rd of November, 2025. It is 3:26 p.m. Wow. So that was a hell of a World Series. Baseball season might be over, but it's never over in the old Beatles eternally family conclave, Borgata, Familia, whatever. So we're going to be starting the next McGreevy League pretty soon. Pretty soon, probably a couple weeks, somewhere around Thanksgiving or something. We'll have the initial draft. But I thought in the meantime, it might be fun to just do some sort of harebrained thing and maybe come back on tonight and maybe see if folks are interested. But I thought just kind of an excuse to get on and say, "What's up, everybody?" So, yeah. Um, Boy, oh boy, what a World Series that one was, though. I really thought the Jays had Game Seven, but then as is the case, when the other team chips away, Dodgers chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. But then there was that situation where the Jays did not capitalize on that bases loaded situation, um, bottom of the ninth there, and just a little fly ball, and Toronto would have won it. So congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers and to the Toronto Blue Jays. So. Um, well fought World Series. The Jays fought tough. They fought tough, and we got to see, of course, so many great players in there, and it was awesome. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I know not many of us are maybe necessarily fans of 21st century, at least what the game has become. We still love baseball, but it was nice to see an excellent World Series. That was, I mean, my God, what one of the games was a doubleheader. Game seven goes into extra innings, and just great stuff. But there you go. And while I'm not in favor of all the expanded playoff stuff and everything, these two teams just that was one grueling, tough, exciting World Series. And of course, when we look at the 2025 postseason in total, you really have to. So we're very fortunate to witness the exploits of one Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, I mean, since the inception of postseason play, we've had some great World Series. We've had some great individual performances, certainly, but it's we may never see the like of that performance again by Shohei Ohtani. And of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., what a beast. Gotta love it. And just again, just a huge congratulations. And Blue Jays have nothing to hang their heads about in any shame. They fought and fought in the World Series, and they had the momentum, but Dodgers stuck it out, and that's what you gotta love. I mean, I think the worst thing is to watch a World Series sweep, even if it's your team doing the sweeping. It kind of gets meh. All right, so this is going to be for later. I don't know if anybody, please leave in the comments. What I'd like to do is just get a few people, because the idea of the McGreevy League, and this project really has nothing to do with it, but it just be a little, just a way to maybe do a dry run of that style of draft, maybe. But what I was thinking of doing here, just even if we get a couple people. Hey, brother Jack Dawson, there he is, first one here at Forbes Field, at least using Forbes Field as a background. Is just have two people or maybe four people draft some teams, draft some players, put them on a team from all over baseball history. So it doesn't have to be in the years that we're going to be using for McGreevy, but rather anytime, and just have some evening games here where we just just play these teams together. It's easiest to put together here in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. But I'm also thinking of maybe we take those teams and maybe say we take two teams if we get enough just people just to do two teams, two 25-man rosters, and play out a series using four different baseball simulations. So maybe just for sake of argument, maybe game one might be, in this game two could be an action PC baseball. Maybe game three, I don't know, Diamond Mind or Baseball Mogul, and then game 4 and out of the park baseball. And then if it needs to go beyond the 4 or for a best of 7, whatever, I think it'd be fun to have our own little sort of World Series. So, and this would give people a taste of how we're going to draft in McGreevy. And it'd just be fun to have some community sort of involvement, if you will, rooting on your teams or whatever. So Parallel League says he's up for it. Cool. Just fun. Just going to be fun. And again, all we'll do is you just name a player. I'll jot them down. You don't have to name a year, anything. We'll figure out. If we only have a couple people doing it, we'll just like flip a virtual coin or something. But I think it'd be just fun. So every player in baseball history is fair game for this one. And then we'll just play them out. I mean, because a lot of times, for content creators, a lot of guys do season replays, and I think that's really cool. But you guys know, for me, I'm doing just whatever. I'm always looking for some different things to do, and I rarely do season replays, especially online. I really don't do them. I think they're fun, but I think enough other people are doing it. The McGreevy League was born out of really a lot thanks to Ken Castro. And the focus of this channel, while it's baseball, it's largely been pre-Babe Ruth slugger baseball. So a lot of it's been historically here, the 19th century and the dead ball era. Hey, there. And speaking of leagues, Paul, I'll have to message you on Facebook, but I will get my lineup in this week. I'm assuming I'm still the 75 Pirates. So Paul, also want to get his permission, guys. He has a new hey, oh my God, there's Nate. Haven't seen him. He says he's moving. Way to go, Nate. Nathaniel, where are you going, buddy? And new job and everything, I'm guessing. Legend Sports Universe, the man, the myth, the legend, and the libido, I'm told. So there he is. Hey, Legend, how you doing? So wow, this is great. So I hope you guys enjoyed the World Series. It was I loved it. The team that I wanted to win did not win, but I loved that World Series. Good stuff. No, Nathaniel, when he goes big. It's not one new job; it's 2 new jobs. So congrats, Nathaniel. I hope you find the jobs satisfying, meaningful, and financially awesome as well, as we all do, like you do. Legends wondering when baseball is coming back on your channel. Hopefully soon. I think you're doing American football right now, but hopefully some baseball coming up over there. I've been, again, out of touch, guys. Been super, super busy with sleight of hand magic and stuff. So when I can catch some time, this is when I want to hang out with you guys. All right, Parallel League says, Paul, I'm bumming. It looks like they took down the Dice Roller app for Fast Inning Baseball, the Lewis Research app. So I don't know what Parallel League's talking about there. Maybe Paul does. So yeah, everybody congratulating Nathaniel. Pretty cool. Okay, so guys, Legend Sports Universe tells us that he should have an update on year 5 of the Franchise Stars Baseball League. Hopefully later this week. We won't pin him down on it, but that's always great news every season. And that awesome project, which is super, super close to my heart, not only because Legends, man knows the game inside, outside, upside down, and everything like that. But it's the kind of project that I naturally like to do on different baseball sims. But it's just something I gravitate to because it's something that I think is one of the reasons why that these digital baseball games exist. And what I've said it a billion times, and I will say it a billion more times, what Legends has done with MLB The Show, and that's what he uses for the Franchise Stars Baseball League, is nothing short of phenomenal. So hope everybody, it's got a good following. Spread the word. To have baseball and the way Legends does it, it's so immersive. It's like having baseball all year round. So good. So Paul Fay, whose name you see down here at the bottom, he is the game tester and mad scientist behind behind, Craig's been doing the coding and everything like that, and certainly his own ideas and what have you. But many of the innovations that you've seen in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball are due to Paul. So huge thanks for him. Legends hasn't been streaming much lately. As right, I hear you, man. So big pitchers joining FSBL for year 5, he says. So look forward to it, man. Look forward to it, brother. Paul has a new thing that I think is gonna it's gonna really interest. I think especially for players of Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and also for cards and dice players. And I really, really, oh, Darien, Paul, Darien, Monsieur Paul, huh? I'm going to get his permission to maybe do a restream, because rather than I would explain it, I would rather just restream it and let Paul talk about this. It's fantastic. And the only reason I'm saying it's you're not going to use it for a lot of digital games, I think, is because what it does, most digital games already take care of. But if you're playing Pocket Pennant Run, because Pocket Pennant Run is a cards and dice game, really, it's not a digital game. Or if you're playing, I don't care what project you're doing, this thing that Paul has created, and he's also doing hockey and football, meaning the real football, soccer. So, so those two. So we'll maybe find if Paul has a stream where he's talking about that stuff, for this channel, but especially the one focusing on baseball. You guys will love it. You guys will love this what Paul's written. And what's nice is it really expands too, for me, and for many of us who are Pocket Pennant Run people. This really expands it, now brings it into the realm of what I've been waiting for Pocket Pennant Run to do. So if you play cards and dice baseball, this thing is going to make doing season replays or doing whatever project you want. So again, maybe something like we're talking about doing here. This thing is so nice. It is so nice. Works pretty well. And just 1 second, please. I need to just mute for a second. All right, guys, I am back. So yeah, so Paul's telling us here that in this is that you can create a whole league and schedule in 5 minutes. So you guys know that one of the things I like to do, again, is what we're going to do here, but just sort of for fun, pre-McGreevy, if you will, is to create just a league. It could be all-time great teams. It could be World Series winners, World Series losers, recreate all-star games. What if the all-star game happened in 1929? Whatever you want, you can do it. As Paul's saying here, I'm going to start highlighting these comments. As he says here, finish a game of Pocket Pennant Run and import in 1 minute to HQ app, which is what it is. So I'm going to get with Paul, and maybe we'll do that tonight as well. Just get his permission to restream over here as well. What's going on with it, because I really love it. And I am, once I get more realistic, I do want to play some cards and dice baseball as well. But even just using it with Pocket Pennant Run is going to be amazing. And he is starting a league where I guess we're doing 1975. So, and Baseball HQ is going to play a very large part of that. Yep. So anything, yeah. Thank you, Paul. Rather than, I don't want to. You're its creator. It's amazing, and I think these guys would love it. So, for those of you that are in here, please let people know. Again, this isn't about building up the channel. It's not about that. It's just about sharing, about having fun, and this is something that I don't care. You play Appa, Strat, Pocket Pennant Run, whatever game you play, and of course those other two sports as well, and the other things that are coming. So it's good stuff. Um, he says that a lot of people have been asking for iScore as well with this. So it's yeah, I think you guys will really, really love it. Imagine being able to, let's say you are playing pocket pennant run baseball, and you've got all these massive, massive, massive databases to choose from, and maybe you've always wanted to do a kind of project in your cards and dice projects the way we can already do it in digital games, right? Now you can do it, and you can do it, and it's going to compile records. It's going to have a schedule. It's going to be whatever you want to do with it, or even again using Pocket Pennant Run Baseball as a board game companion for APBA, for Strat, for whatever baseball game you can think of, right? And then Baseball HQ is gonna keep do all that housekeeping for you, and think about how much more meaningful and how much more fun a season replay can be with cards and dice, which again it's still a Herculean undertaking. Let's not kid ourselves here. But where you were actually, instead of writing it all down and everything like that, you're going to have something that's going to show you everything you want. Because I mean, even in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, you put Pocket Pennant Run Baseball HQ together, and I think it really changes the way that you can do cards and dice projects, and to be able to finally, if that interests you, to do cards and dice projects that heretofore really were only possible, I think, digital games. So let me see. It says one writer for this Pocket Pennant Run release, you have to have the teams and custom teams with something one lineup. I got M8N one lineup. I'm not I think I'm missing here. But it's just incredible. It is incredible stuff, and it's just better. I think if Paul, we either restream it or we figure out a day. Although Mondays are the only days I could do one lineup. Okay, still one lineup per. That's fine. That is fine. So and I don't know. Again, I mean, I sense that for a lot of cards and dice, but some guys, when they're rolling cards and dice, they just want to pick a couple teams, just play, just for the relaxation. I know Bernie's like that. I know that my friends, and when I was in college, back in the '90s and stuff, we that's what we did, right? We were sort of, just let's we're going to meet up at the student union. We'd play a Status Pro or APA Strat, whatever. But for our bigger projects, we did them on computers, on PCs, and all that kind of stuff, and Amigas, Commodore Amigas, even playing Earl Weaver baseball and stuff. So and to keep track of all that stuff. So Pocket Pennant Run and Digital Diamond Baseball now really give you ways to do that. But what's really cool about really Pocket Pennant Run, and I'm not knocking Digital Diamond Baseball, it's great, and looking forward to, I guess, next February or March, when I guess there's going to be there's going to be Sports Illustrated Baseball all the way in, and also a more proper implementation of Status Pro Baseball. So that's going to be just options. But the thing about Digital Diamond Baseball is you still have to memorize some syntax. With this one, you don't have to. So the idea is between this and Baseball HQ, they just work seamlessly together. And as you guys already know, this is board game agnostic or board game universal, whichever term you want to use. So cards and dice guys, maybe you might want to just come up with, even imagine, right? So you have enough seasons or whatever, and you want to just, nobody does this. So I wish they would. This is the only reason I should get back into actual physical cards and dice, because I would take, like Ken Castro has the APA Bats set, the pre 1960, and I would take all those teams, and after playing through them, I would shuffle all the catchers together and the pitchers and everybody, and I would actually draw and do a draft like that, and then Do it with Pocket Pen, right? Playing whatever game it is. So if it's APA, right? But then using Pocket Pennant Run and Baseball HQ for all of that, that would be just absolutely perfect. Because imagine, right? So a lot of games that you maybe you're using the thing like Robert uses. I forget what that thing's called. Hey, Aaron, welcome in. He says Beatles in the house. Yes, and you can do tournaments. He says we can do tournaments as well. So I'm really excited about that. Well, Paul, if you could get it done before the weekend, and if we can figure out a night, what we could do is have your stream playing, and maybe you might want to take some, if you could take some questions or just do some kind of, hey, listen, guys, maybe people might have some questions, or hey, can we rewind? Let's do that. So it'd be kind of fun, Paul. I'll get with you on the messenger, and we'll figure that out, man. But even if just getting one up there, that would be great. It's just that if there's any questions, certainly you're going to be the one to field them. So looking forward to that. Status Pro Advanced, we were promised this year. First time went back to previous release. Yeah, I was so hyped. If you guys remember back in January, I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait! I can't wait. Status Pro Advanced, it's going to be here, and it wasn't. And in fact, the way you had to do it was really much less than ideal. And I haven't played Status Pro baseball um, since I was an undergraduate. Graduate school, you don't have time for this stuff. And I was really excited to play Status Pro again, but it just didn't make it. But I guess. And other news, and other baseball news before we get into this goofy thing. And hey, if we end up just chatting for now, that's cool. So it's my understanding that Richard Dombrov is going to be doing a big update for Dombrov baseball, probably going to be next year. And my understanding also is that Richard is finally going to be doing some work on the UI and things like that. It's such a good baseball game. And I'm going to reach out to Richard again and say, you need some artwork, you need a splash screen, let me know. It's free. And I'm hoping for that. And that's a digital version of Sports Illustrated. And yes, you can roll your own dice in that one too. All right. Okay. I understand, Paul. No worries. No worries. I understand something urgent comes up. It is all cool, man. We'll get together. Just don't worry. Take care of what you got to take care of, mate. All right. Cheers. Cheers. So what I thought is when we get a bunch of people in here, maybe tonight, I don't know, is again, so in Pocket Pennant Run baseball, you can create teams. You can even just create fictional players. You can do pretty much. This will do pretty much everything that like games like Out of the Park Baseball does. But what I thought would be really fun would be to just have some people, maybe if it's just 2 people, 4 people, whatever. Let's create some teams, right? 25-man rosters. No doppelgangers, but you have the entirety of baseball history to choose from. Try to build the best team that you can with what research you've done, or just off the cuff, just do it. Hey, I want Roberto Clemente in 1972, or I want Babe Ruth 1921, or whatever you want. It'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun. Aaron says yes. Congratulations to the 2025 Dodgers. And would have been happy no matter who won the series. I wanted Toronto to win the series, but Dodgers won it, and I'm happy for them. I mean, and considering Shohei Ohtani's performance in the NLCS, what caps a great year for him. So yeah, I don't, it wasn't like, oh geez, I hate the Dodgers. No, I really was rooting for Toronto, and Toronto had that bases loaded bottom of the 9th, and all it would have taken was a little flair or just a deep enough fly ball. But yeah, I mean, look, the Dodgers won that one, and that was a grueling World Series, man. I mean, geez, we were even treated right to a doubleheader in that one. So I thought it'd be really fun to just start creating these teams. And I thought, well, okay, we could. I said even earlier in this broadcast, hey, we could flip a coin. We don't have to do that. You have enough players in baseball history, as long as they're in this database. So up to 2024. I guess I don't know if this is updated with 2025 or not. This is the newest version, by the way, which dropped yesterday. So there is that, and just have fun. Just have fun with it. Yeah. Now, baseball's never over here. I might take, a few weeks off here and there because of other concerns, especially the magic business and stuff like that. But, or whatever female particle concerns. But yeah, baseball season doesn't end here. Never, never does. So I don't know if you guys would be into doing that or not. It'd be really, really fun. I mean, if you want to just create a dream team from just your favorite franchise. It's up to you what you want to do. And we'll just play them out. Maybe we'll, like I said, we'll do maybe game one, we'll have our own little World Series, but do it across multiples. Now, depending upon the years, that opens up more possibilities for more baseball sims, certainly. So for going up to 2024, we can use out of the park baseball as part of this. Action PC baseball. Um, did I say out of the park? Pocket pen and run, out of the park, action PC baseball, and yes, even baseball mogul. We could also use full count baseball, Dombrov baseball. So a lot more choices. If I limit it to just 2015 and earlier, then that opens up even more. And as long as they're big enough stars, we can even bring in Diamond Mine Baseball, because I don't own everything for that game, unfortunately. So, but I think it'd be fun. If you guys are up for it, you just name a player, we put them in, we put them on a team. And when we use Action PC Baseball, the only thing that would be different is for that, because I don't feel like loading in every season for that game. Ugh, we're not going to do that. So for that, we're just going to use the baseball history collection. And for out of the park baseball, that's going to take a little bit more work. But as long as I have your teams, maybe they have a little bit different sort of look or how we draw upon them, it'd be a lot of fun. And just to kind of switch things up. So we'll see what people think about it. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to do. And this is sort of, it'll also be a way to show you the way the McGreevy draft is going to work, since there's not going to be anything random about the players you get or the seasons you get. It's just where you are in the draft order. And then once again, when McGreevy starts, that's going to be expanded backwards now. So the first McGreevy was 1880 to 1919, and Babe Ruth was excluded by popular sort of consensus. But this time, we're starting back with 1871, going to 1919, and Babe Ruth will be allowed in this year. So, and we're going to be using out of the park baseball for that. I toyed around using this, but out of the park baseball with its player development lab, I think will make some interesting play in McGreevy. So if McGreevy becomes a sort of multi-season project, there may be trading, but not in the first. Definitely no trading in the first season at all. So that's the idea, is to build your best team with your own knowledge. No trading in season one of McGreevy. Season two, maybe we will, because since we're going to play it in career mode, you'll be using the player development lab in that. You don't have to own out of the park baseball to be in the McGreevy League. Don't have to own it. And so this would really, really, especially because in the 19th century, in the dead ball era, not all the manager ratings are done in here. It really would be unfair to those players, because those managers, you would have to have the human managers here. So, whereas out of the park baseball, one of its great strengths that, again, you guys have heard me say that what's the point of advertising, because not a lot of people use it or do it, is that out of the park baseball plays 19th century and dead ball baseball perfectly without touching a thing right out of the box. So that was the other reason for using it. And the first McGreevy League used Action PC baseball, as did the Shanks League, as did Fields of Dreams. And I know they're on a little hiatus right now, so I thought this would be a good time to do McGreevy. So that'll be in a few weeks. And that's pretty much it. So I'll come back on tonight and we'll see. Well, I'll come back on if there seems to be interest in doing this. If not, if I come back on, we'll probably just do an Ernie Harwell game or something like that. So But just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys, talk about the World Series a little bit. I mean, we do a ball game right now just for fun, if we want. Maybe just create two teams. Maybe get Aaron right now. Aaron, you feel like doing a little bit of work here? I don't have anything to do for a while. The girlfriend is home sleeping and stuff like that. And maybe we just put together a couple teams. So we can do that. So in this way, it'll show people kind of how to do it. So you go to add team. Well, actually, let's go back to the splash screen of Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. And if you're going to be creating things like tournaments or creating teams, go to the first one, create, and then you do add team, and then you just add teams from league databases. That's the easiest way to do it, right? But we're going to actually create a team from league database players. So choice number 3. So the first one allows you to just bring in any teams you want that are already in these. There's 8 databases in this thing. It's huge. You could do a team manually from league sheets or add a team manual. I'm not going to do that. So we create a team here from database players. So why don't we do that? Are you still with me, Aaron? Give me a yes or no. And I know that there's a little 6-second delay. So anyhow, this is what you want to do. If you do create a fantasy team, that's fictional players. I've never touched that except to show it once. So boom, there we go. When we click go, we're ready to go. This is how we can do it. So you can see you got league, year, search for player, Adam, boom. And then down here, you would just put in a year, name of your team, and whatever in its division, and then you would just add it. It's really, really, really that simple. So if Aaron's here, Aaron can just name a player. Name a player and a year for that player. This isn't going to be the McGreevy League, but if this was McGreevy, he would just say Barry Larkin and then have a week or so to do some research, and then he would PM me in Discord what year he wanted for Barry Larkin. So that way everybody has a little surprise coming out to him and stuff like that. So, and while I'm waiting for Aaron, I'll go ahead and I'm just going to pick a player. So what you do first is you have to make sure you have whichever database you want selected. So we'll just start with modern baseball. So this does go up to 2025. All right. And let me see. So I want to do, let's say, 1972, and I want Roberto Clemente. So I just type that in, and then I just start typing. There we go, Roberto Clemente, and here we go. And we just add them. So Clemente would be the first player on my team. And I'm just going to go through and go ahead and just try to make a team. See where we are on this. And yeah. So who else? Who else do I want on this team? I wonder. Maybe we do. What about? Let's see. What's Mr. Michael Jack Schmidt doing here? So I got me a right fielder. So let's do 19. Was it 85? Is that when he hits his 500th? Who knows? There we go. Let's just add him. So again, it's so easy to do. And again, when we do Baseball HQ, I think it will be, I think you guys will have a lot of fun if you're playing cards and dice. So, but this is how easy it is to just create teams in this thing and just play them. Let me see. Let's do, I need a left fielder, don't I? So how about if I go back to 1934 here. And I'm just doing this off the cuff. We're going to take Ducky Medwick, and Ducky Medwick is going to be the left fielder in the squad. Need a center fielder. So let's take, I don't know, how about 1955? And let's get the Duke of Flatbush. Let's get Duke Snyder. How's he going to do? Oh, we don't have Duke Snyder in 1955. Yes, we do. There we go. Okay. Pretty tough outfield. I already got my, I got a lot of positions covered there with Mike Schmidt. So we just got a couple of people watching. So I'm just going to go ahead and sit here and do this. And eat an apple. As Dwayne March says, he does them because people will watch him later. So I know a lot of folks at work and doing a lot of things right now. But open discussion topic, whatever you guys want while I'm sitting here trying to decide what sort of team I want to put on here. I'm going to dip back into the dead ball era. So I can just change this database. Boop. And let's see what we have here for, let's see, 19. Let's look at 1918. And let's search for the Raja. Nah, not liking that. Not 1918 for Hornsby. So let's switch that. We'll go back to modern baseball, so-called. Let's see. What was his, I forget what his big year was. So that's all right. We'll get back to him. I know who my first baseman is going to be. George Sisler. So I got George in there now. Got that. Who else? Of course, you could always have other windows open in this thing and do a little bit of research if you want, or just have baseball reference up. So let me see here. Let's just check out Hornsby. I know he had some pretty good. I just don't have his record memorized. There we go. Rogers Hornsby, second base. Just make sure to highlight him and boom. So far we've got Roberto Clemente, Mike Schmidt, Ducky Medwick, Duke Snyder, George Sisler, Rogers Hornsby. So since third base is covered, we've got I need a shortstop. Geez, anybody going to be shocked by this one? Probably not. Probably not. And that's okay. Because why not? Hannes Wagner, 354 that year. Great year for him. Okay, outfield, infield coverage as far as starters go. Need a catcher. Let's go to. Oh yeah, let's go to. Yeah, now let's do this. And my catcher, because if Aaron does want to do this, I think I know who he's going to want. So I'm going to take. Let's do this. There we got Roy Campanella. So again, in McGreevy, you're not going to be revealing the year or anything like that. So anybody got some suggestions you want to say? Hey, I'm going to put together a team. I'm going to finish this up, and we'll have at least one team made. And then if somebody else wants to do, that would be really, really cool. All right, so pretty good stuff. Now I need to start thinking of a starting rotation. So I think for now, let's stay here. And I want this guy definitely on my rotation. Mr. Bob Gibson, 1.12 earned run average in 1968. So loading them up. Let me see. I have to have a dead baller in here. I do. So I'm going to throw a dead ball pitcher in here. Let's try 1907. And how about Addie Joss? Yep, Addie Joss. There we go. So Bob Gibson, Addie Joss. Need me a lefty. I do need me a lefty. So let's go back to this. 1929. Lefty Grove. Oh, yeah, not bad at all. Take a Lefty Grove there. All right. So I'm thinking maybe 4-man rotation for a league this tough should be fun. So there's no normalizing, obviously, and that's one of my cats in the background. There's no normalizing in pocket pennant run baseball. Not really. The normalizing works if you were playing, which is kind of really cool. And this is impossible in a cards and dice game. So if you were playing like the 1968 Cardinals against the 1905 Giants, and the Cardinals were playing the Giants at home, then the Cardinals, their player cards that are created in this game will reflect how they would do in the dead ball era. Conversely, if those 1905 Giants were playing the 1968 Cardinals, then their card would more reflect what would be in post dead ball baseball, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't like to call it, I've been using the term modern baseball, but it's been modern baseball since 1893. So But I understand why they made that distinction. All right, so I need another one. Two righties and two lefties would be nice. Thinking. Hmm. Actually, let's not work. No, let's not do that. Instead, because I don't really give much a damn about lefty righty splits, we're going to go to 1915. And so the idea behind the Ned McGreevy League will be pick the best year you can. Okay, so I would say not too shabby of a starting rotation. Bob Gibson, Addie Joss, Lefty Grove, Grover Cleveland, Alexander. So now I want to try to get at least a backup for each position, and I think we should be good to go then. I hope. Oh, I need a relief pitcher. Need a couple relief pitchers. Let me see. Let me see. By the way, please subscribe to FAC Sports Desk with Paul. Fast Action Cards Sports Desk with Paul. Which I don't know if that's the FAC, if that what it stands for, but we'll pretend it does for now. For Aaron Reed's channel, he does a lot with baseball for Windows, and he does some Action PC baseball stuff. So great channel. Subscribe. Check it out. Legend Sports Universe and the Franchise Stars Baseball League, and also all his other sports projects as well, which are really, really good. I'll actually tune in there occasionally and watch him do American football. Just because it's a lot of fun. He also does basketball and hockey and all kinds of good stuff. So we got brother Jack Dawson, Parallel League, joining us here today. So there we are. Man, let me see. I need a relief pitcher. I need a couple of relievers here. Let me see. I think we're going to hit the Pittsburgh Pirates here a little bit. Because why not? And let me see. Who do we got here? He was probably, let's take, Bob Friend. Even though he's a starter, I'm going to designate him as a reliever. So Bob Friend can be a reliever. And need another one. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing? Dwayne Mart's YouTube network, another great channel. Dwayne is off until December, and he's been up to his stream in Demon Madness. So just sitting here creating a team here, waiting to see if anybody else is brave enough to create a team, and we'll play a little series between them or whatever, or not. But I just like doing this. I think it's a lot of fun. It's kind of therapeutic to just create teams and Pocket Pennant Run. But the idea is to take these two teams and play them across a bunch of different baseball sims. And of course, the one I always forget is Digital Diamond. So we can always have like game 1 in Pocket Pennant Run, game 2 in Action PC, game 3 in Digital Diamond, game 4 in Out of the Park Baseball. And if we've got to go on, that that we bring in some other baseball games as well. Aaron, I don't know if you're still here, but you should check. I think this should be accessible, Pocket Pennant Run. Yeah, so Dwayne, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. And I know neither you nor I had a horse in this World Series, but boy, a hell of a World Series it was, man. That definitely one for the ages. Just gotta love it. Just these teams, man. Ask no quarter, give no quarter, and that's the way the World Series should be. And it was, man, toughing it out like that the way they did. There was really no. I mean, you have anomalies in any sort of series, whatever, but just saw these teams really battling it out. The reason I thought Toronto had it is because they had that early lead, and when they have an early lead, they can usually hold it. But Dodgers persisted. The only thing again was, God, the Jays had the bases loaded there in Game 7 and did not capitalize. They could have walked it off at home. Instead went to extras, and Dodgers take it 5-4. But just I loved it. Loved this World Series. I'll probably through the winter every once in a while, just pick a game to rewatch because they were just the 2025 series was amazing. And I never thought I would say that about a 21st century World Series, but wow, so impressed. So thank you to the Dodgers and Blue Jays for a great World Series. It really, really was. I need another damn relief pitcher. I think I'll maybe stay in the. Let's go to the 70s. Let's go to the 70s. Because I don't want to pick the obvious guys for relievers. I'm going to try to just mix it up a little bit here. I think it'd be fun to have Gaylord Perry as a relief pitcher or something like that. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Let me see. Not that these guys are going to need relief. I mean, again, I've got Gibson, Joss, Grove, and Alexander as my starting rotation. Pretty good stuff there, I'd say. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, it can. Well, you could say for yours. Now you mentioned Teak parallel. He's parallel league, so he could be one of your relievers. So he can be one of your relievers. I'm not going to steal Tekulve, but Tekulve is definitely a good choice. But I'll tell you who I'll take. Is I will take from 1971. As I'm going to take Mr. Dave, and as you say it, although everybody says Justy in Italian, it's actually Giusti. So I'm going to take him. There we go. So not too bad. Bucko's closer from the Lumber Company. All right. So I don't know if 2 relief pitchers is enough because he's a closer. I need a good setup man. Somebody's going to eat up a lot of innings. And again, I don't have baseball reference up here at all. I'm just trying to just pull stuff out of my head, you know. So I'm going to remember Parallel League has Kent Tekulve as probably his closer. Tekulve was awesome. Got to meet him. What a nice guy. Got to meet him at a Pirate game. It was so cool. All right. Who's going to eat up some innings? I need somebody who's going to take it on the chin for the team. We don't need no stinking baseball reference as Parallel League. Well, for relief pitchers, I might. I'm like, because I don't want to load up my bullpen with, Christy Mathewson and Walter Johnson, and yep, 2 games, two players not taken here. So, you know what? Just for giggles, and just because I want to keep moving along here, that's good. I'm gonna go with just 2 relief pitchers. Because I don't think this has a fatigue system. So let's do that. All right. I got George Sisler at first. Let's go to 1979. Because now I'm starting to hit the buckos a little bit more here. So, and no, let's stay in 1971. And I was going to pick Willie Stargell, but I'm not. I'm gonna get Bob Robertson on this team. He was important. He was important to the Pittsburgh Pirates, 1971. So there, every once in a while, he's got a bit more pop in his bat than George Sisler. So now I got me another first baseman. Got Rogers Hornsby. He's going to be my starting second baseman. But let me see. How about if we go to, I don't know, maybe let's get 1930. Okay. George Grantham. Yeah, George Grantham. There we go. Pittsburgh Pirate. Excellent ball player. So got me another second baseman. That's good. Shortstop. Yeah. I have to. No one else is doing this, so I'm just going to just do it. Uh-oh. Okay, let's move ahead to 35. Did I miswrite his name? Nope, there we go. Good year for Arky Vaughan. So Arky will see some playing time with his opposite his tutor. Okay. I think that, let me see, do I have anybody rated at third? I mean, I could probably play Vaughn at third when need be. Hannes Wagner certainly can play just about every damn position, although he's only rated at short here in 1908, but in a pinch. All right. A couple more players. My backup right fielder here. I'm going to go to 1927. And no, not Babe Ruth. Not Babe Ruth. We're going to grab Paul Waner from the 1927 Pittsburgh Pirates. And let me see. I don't have his. That's not the best year for Max Carey, is it? Let me see. What's 1929 look like for Scoops? What's it look like for Scoops? I got to retype his name again. I wish this would just 304. Okay, by that time he's with Brooklyn, but we're gonna take Max here. Max is gonna be my kind of utility outfielder best. All right, so that's pretty cool. Tony M, how you doing, man? Been a while since I've seen you. He says, "Hope all's well. Go Dodgers." Yeah, right. Pages that catch is not talked about enough. That was a great World Series, man. You guys beat a damn tough team. Those Jays, buddy, they weren't giving up, were they? So hell of a World Series. Loved every game. I should say all 8 games of the World Series, since we were treated to a doubleheader too. Loved it. So your Dodgers. That was I really seriously thought Toronto had Game 7, and then when they didn't capitalize on that bases loaded situation, and you just saw the Dodgers just chipping away, because you look at it when the Jays had a good early lead, that was it. And I thought, oh, Toronto's going to win the World Series, and the Dodgers fought. And again, can't say enough about Shohei Ohtani in this postseason. We will probably never see something like that again. That was just that 10 strikeout, 3 home run game, Tony. Whew. So you should be very proud of your Dodgers. I need a backup I need another catcher in here. And I think we're going to go, and I'm not using Baseball Reference here, so let me see. Mickey Cochran. There we go. All right, so that's it. So it's going to let me add him, or do I have too many players? Nope, he's in there. Okay. So that's my team. I'm not counting. I have no idea. Nice quality of life thing would be to keep a little tally of the players. So hopefully Craig might could add this at some point, so I don't have to go back and count. But I'd say that's a pretty damn good team there. All right. So year, I guess the year really doesn't matter. So let's do again what I think is a great Pirates team, 1971. We're not going to call them the Pirates. We're going to call them Beetle Bums, I guess. Beetle Bums. And division. We are not divided. There's no division. I don't think we have to put a division. I think that's for Baseball HQ. So we'll just leave that go. And add created team. All right, so here is everybody on my team. So Roberto Clemente, Mike Schmidt, Ducky Medwick, Duke Snyder, George Sisler, Rogers Hornsby, Hannes Wagner, Roy Campanella, Bob Gibson, Addie Joss, Lefty Grove, Pete Alexander, Bob Friend, Dave Giusti, Bob Robertson, George Grantham, Archie Vaughn, Paul Waner, Max Carey, and Mickey Cochran. So they are ready to go. So there's my team. Okay, select the league for George Sisler. We're going to use Major League Baseball for Sisler because I picked 1922 for him. And for Hornsby, same thing. And it's ready to go. I think. I don't know what it's doing. I'm hitting yes. Uh-oh. Maybe it's doing something. Well, hang on. Monongahela Monarchs. That's your parallel league? All right, cool. Okay, we either had a crash or I think we just had a crash. Let me see. Let me see if that, hopefully that saved it because that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work, man. So let me see. Oh, bummer, dude. I think we have us all that hard work. Nope, there they are. There we go. Let's load our team and look at them. Yeah, nice. And let's look at our stats. Stats not available for teams added through the custom. However, limited stats may be shown in game. Okay, that's fine. Anyhow, I'm happy with these guys. Let me see what the game does as far as creating a lineup. Lineup could select players for each position. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's just not going to let me create a lineup this way. That's fine. Speaking of crashes, you heard the Monongahela incline broke. I did not hear that. Oh, wow. Hopefully they get that fixed. I had no idea that happened. From my city from across the Commonwealth. All right. So we got the 1971 Beetle Bums here, man. So I guess I have to create a lineup, don't I? So Sisler, boy, I don't know. Do I want Sisler leading off or what? No, I think I want Hannes Wagner leading off, perhaps. Yeah. Oh, now we got a crash. Ooh, bummer. Okay. So I'm going to have to send a bug report to Craig Harris. Bummer. All right. Anyhow, hopefully I'll get an answer for that tonight. It might have been something weird that happened. But that's the idea. So I just want everybody, we're just going to create a couple teams. We'll pick whether it's this baseball game or another one, and we'll play. But let's play a game from history. Because I just feel like doing a baseball broadcast. I don't know why. Probably because baseball's over. And let's pick a random game from baseball history. It's a beetle bug. I know, right? Let's see. 1993. Do I care? Let's pick another random year. Pirates and Giants. That could be a good one. 1921. I don't do a lot with the 1920s. Pittsburgh Pirates. So the Pirates against the Giants, 1921. So the historical score, this was played on July 25th, 1921. Now let's do more modern baseball for you guys. It keeps wanting to jump back to 1993. I want to pick something, not 81. 81's kind of meh. Oh, this was a close game between the Dodgers and the Padres. This was a 1-0 game here. We could do that one. We could do the Cardinals and Phillies. That was 2-0. In 1982. That one looks pretty good. Let's do the Cardinals and Phillies. All right, here we go. So it's going to be Bruce Sutter. Looks like against Mike Krukow. That looks like what we got. That's who started that day. So yeah, let's play. Let's have fun. And of course, we'll do advanced. There we go. All right. So replaying a game in 1982 on September 25th between the 1982 Phillies and the 1982 Cardinals. So Pat Corrales bringing his squad up here. Mike Krukow rated a BBB6. All right, Tommy Herr leading it off here. So welcome to Veterans Stadium. Neutral, very, very important. Very important. You know what your park is. All right, so Tommy Herr had a 266 average in 1982, 56 strikeouts, 57 walks, stole 25 bases. All right, Mike Krukow ready to go. And let's make sure we get the white numbers on the dice. Boink, there we go. All right, and here is the pitch. All right, this one swung on, and this one is going out toward left. But Ivan De Jesus making a great grab there at short and fires across to Pete Rose, and that is out number one. All right. Now in there, Lonnie Smith with a 307 average for the Cardinals in 1982. 8 home runs. Stole 68 bases. Aaron Reed says he's starting 1995 with Pure Sim. I'm glad that you love Pure Sim baseball, Aaron. Such a great baseball game, isn't it? It really is. Are you doing Pure Sim stuff on your channel, or are you mainly still doing just or mainly doing baseball for Windows? Just curious. All right, Smith is in the box now. One away, just underway here, and this one is swung on, and this is going to be off the left-right chart, 8, and this is going to be a base hit by Lonnie Smith. So Lonnie Smith picking up the base hit. Lonnie Smith aboard, and that brings up Keith Hernandez, lefty. 299 average, 7 homers for Keith Hernandez. And let's see if Whitey Herzog wants to steal. Does he want to steal? Yes, he does. So here we go. So Lonnie Smith with a really, really good lead there, and he is off to the races. Bo Diaz comes up gunning, and they get Lonnie Smith. So he is erased. So 2 down, base is empty, and usually I'll go by just what the manager wants. All right. So 2-way, Krukow deals, and this is going to be it's going to be tapped out there to short, and this should be out number 3, and indeed it is. So busy out there at short, and that's going to be 6-3, and that will retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the first, the 1982 Cardinals nothing, and the 1982 Phillies coming to bat. So Aaron Reed says he's only done 1 Pure Sim stream on your channel. I haven't done much with your channel since launching the 1966 season with APA. Cool, though. Cool. So lots of good baseball. Baseball doesn't ever go away on Aaron's channel either. I usually do the starting defense. I'm sorry that I forgot to do that for the Phillies, so we'll get around to them. We get to talk second, but let's do this defense here for the St. Louis Cardinals. In left field, Lonnie Smith. In center, Willie McGee. And in right, George Hendrick. At first base, Keith Hernandez. At second, Tommy Herr. At short, Mike Ramsey. And playing the hot corner, Ken Oberkfell. Ken Oberkfell had some time with the Pittsburgh Pirates after 1982. Darrell Porter behind the plate, and on the mound here is John Stuper. So Stuper in 1982 had posted a 3.33 earned run average with 53 strikeouts, 55 walks, had a record of 9-7. All right. So both these pitchers expected to go about 6 innings. And leading it off, Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, wearing his Reds livery. But Rose in 1982 with a 271 average, 3 home runs. He whiffed only 32 times, walked 66 times, stole 8 bases. All right. And we are at Veterans Stadium. Here is the wind in the pitch. And this one hit out to right field. Hendrick ranging over toward the foul line. And he will make the catch for out number 1. All right. Here's Gary Matthews now, 281. 19 home runs for him. All right. Stuper has the sign from Darrell Porter. Here is the wind and the pitch. And this one, Darrell Porter drops it. It's a drop third strike. And Gary Matthews. Hard throw down there by Darrell Porter. Keith Hernandez on the bag for out number 2. All right. Will we have a pitcher's duel here? We shall see. We shall see. Too early to tell. Here he is, Michael Jack Schmidt in 1982. A 280 average, 35 home runs for arguably the greatest third baseman in baseball history. And this one hit out to center field, and George Hendrick taps the glove once, taps the glove twice. And there we go. They go quietly, do the Philadelphia Phillies. We go to the top of the second. No score here. So on July 25th, 1982, between the Phillies and the Cardinals. Starting defense for the Philadelphia Phillies. In left, it's Gary Matthews. In center, Gary Maddox. And in right, George Hendrick. So we almost have alliteration there, except that we have Gary, and George. But that's okay. First base, Pete Rose. At second, Manny Trio. At shortstop, Ivan DeJesus. And at third, Michael Jack Schmidt. Now, we could reposition our fielders, but I'm not going to worry about that. Catching is Bo Diaz. All right. So here's George Hendrick batting in a cleanup spot for the St. Louis Cardinals. So we will see We will see Hendrick, Porter, and McGee due up for the Cardinals here in the top of the second. For Hendrick in 1982, a 282 average, 19 home runs. All right, no score early. And here we go. This one swung on out toward left field. And actually, Mike Schmidt going to catch it on the bounce. Actually, took a little funny move there, knuckled under. And this is going to be a 5-3 put out. So one away. And again, pardon my little bit of rustiness. This isn't a game I call a lot, but I love to pieces. Here's Darrell Porter. Lefty in there against Mike Krukow. 231 average for Darrell Porter. Everybody almost had a cardiac on that one. 12 home runs. All right, here we go. Krukow has the sign from Bo Diaz. And here is the pitch. And swing and a miss. Darrell Porter goes down swinging. All right, so out number 2. And here comes Willie McGee. McGee, 296 average, 4 home runs, 24 stolen bases in 1982 for these Cardinals. All right, switch hitter, batting lefty against the right-handed Mike Krukow. Here is the wind and the pitch. And this one is going to be a base hit into right field. All right, so McGee on board, and here comes Ken Oberkfell. Numbers on him, 289 with 2 home runs, still 11 bases. So some speed here. Let's see what Whitey Herzog wants to do. Does he want to steal with Willie McGee? So we got to ask him first, don't we? So he's saying yes. So here we go. Bo Diaz already gunning down a runner in this game. But here we go. So McGee off to the races, and he is safe. Willie McGee picks up the pilfered sack. All right, so runner in scoring position for the St. Louis Cardinals. Lefty Oberkfell waits for the delivery. Krukow checks over his right shoulder. Peers in, has the sign from Bo Diaz, and here is the pitch. And this one is going to be fly ball out towards center field. Gary Maddox makes the easy catch. That retires the side. The St. Louis Cardinals strand a man. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here in Philadelphia. And we will see Bo Diaz, George Vukovich, and Gary Maddox due up for the Fightin' Phils. So a little afternoon pocket pennant run baseball here. Maybe back tonight if folks are interested in maybe drafting a team. We'll do something kind of fun. If not, we'll do something else. All right, anyhow, for Diaz, 288 in 1982. He had 18 round trippers. All right, Stuper, not known for his defense, ready to deal. And here we go. So this is going to be a lefty-righty choice here. And this is going to be a grounder to second. Tommy Herr up with it and underhands over to Keith Hernandez for the 4-3 putout. So one away. And coming to the plate now is George Vukovich. So Vukovich with a 272 average for the Phillies in 1982 with 6 home runs. Stuper ready to deal here with 1 out and nobody on. Here is the pitch. And this one is swatted up past Tommy Herr. Hard ground ball into right center field, and that will be a base hit. So the Philadelphia Phillies get the first hit of the ball game. Brings up Gary Maddox. Maddox, 284 average, 8 home runs for him. All right, no speed on at first, so when it's red, I never ask the manager. I don't think Pat Corrales is would want to steal there, so why would we? All right, here we go. Swung on, and this one hit out towards center field, and this is going to be a fly ball tag question mark, but he ain't going anywhere. So, but just for fun, we'll just do it anyhow. All right. So 2 away now for Manny Trio, 271 hitter in 1982. 53 strikeouts. I'd like to see another line here for RBI. I'm hoping at some point Craig can add that. It'd be nice to have RBI since we always talk about those slash lines, right? So, like even here, like it would just be really, really nice to have If you can't put it here, it would be really nice to have that RBI slash line, but we will deal with it. All right, 2 away. Here we go. Here's the wind and the pitch to Manny Trio, and Trio gets the bat on the ball. This one fly ball. This one going out to right field. George Hendrick, he has it measured up, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second, or the top of the third inning. Cardinals and Phillies in 1982. No score. All right, Mike Ramsey will lead things off here. So we'll see Ramsey, Stuper in the back of the top of the order, and Tommy Herr. So again, this game allows you to just play any game. I forget how many games are in this database, and you can replay any game that's in that database. So it's most of the 20th century. Like, I forget how far it goes back. So yeah, a lot of fun. All right, I'm munching on an apple. Mike Ramsey hit 230 in 1982 for the Cardinals and had 1 round tripper. Mike Krukow lets it go. And this one hard hit towards center field. Pete Rose ranging to his right and makes the play. Feeds it on to Krukow for the out. All right, so 1 down. Again, just to remind you guys of the Super Keen, Super Cool. Is everything going wild here? Sorry about that. There you go. The super awesome real-time score sheet that Pocket Pen Run Baseball keeps for you. So real nice. All that red means we got us a good pitcher's duel going on. All right. Back to it now. All right, here's John Stuper, 119 average in 1982. And here we go, pitcher versus pitcher. The wind and the pitch. Will this be a problem? This is a batter 11, and that's going to be a base hit. So John Stuper trying to get something going here. He'll pick up the single. All right, runner on. We swing around to the top of the order. Tommy Herr last time grounded out to short. And Mike Krukow ready to bring it home. And here is the pitch. And this one is going to be fly ball out towards center field. But Gary Maddox says that his name is written all over it, and he will bring it down for out number 2. All right, Lonnie Smith with a single last time up. So the Cardinals with 3 hits, the Phillies with 1 thus far, no score. Krukow has the sign, shaking off Bo Diaz, has 1 he likes. And here is the pitch. And this one is going to be grounded to DeJesus, and they're going to go the short way. So DeJesus to Manny Trio, and that will retire the side on a 6-4 put out. So just like that. Just like that. And we got to do it this way. Bah. That's right, we do it this way. So ground ball, shortstop, second base, and enter play. There we go. All right, we go to the bottom of the third inning. No score. Thunderbird Gaming. He said, "This is great. Thanks for sharing." My friend, thank you for coming in. Great to see you. Hope you enjoyed the World Series, even if you didn't have a horse in the race. Good stuff. So, guys, Thunderbird Gaming joining us. Thunderbird, thanks for stopping in, man. You're very, very welcome. All right. Bottom of the third, Philadelphia Phillies here, 1982. Ivan DeJesus, Mike Krukow in the back of the top of the order, and Pete Rose. Again, just playing a random game from baseball history. All right. Stuper has the sign from Darrell Porter, toes the rubber, winds, and deals. And Ivan DeJesus looks like he was fooled badly on that pitch. Let's call it a called strike 3. So 1 away. And that will bring up Mike Krukow. So Krukow in 1982 with a 181 average. All right, Stuper ready to go here. Double shutouts going on right now, guys. And this one hit towards short. Mike Ramsey up with it and over. So score that one 6-3 for out number 2. Both pitchers going tough today here in the early innings. Back to the top of the order now. Charlie Hustle flew out to right his last time up. Stuper sets and deals to Pete Rose. And this one, Pete Rose, good eye up there. Pete Rose is going to draw the walk. So Pete Rose aboard with 2 away. And here's Gary Matthews. So Gary Matthews struck out his last time. Little drop third strike there. Darrell Porter able to get the strong throw down to Keith Hernandez. Stuper brings it, and this one hit out to left field. Could be trouble. Back toward the wall, ranging toward the line is Lonnie Smith, and Lonnie Smith is going to bring it down for out number 3. So the zeros continue as we go into the top of the 4th here at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. No score as we revisit a game September, or yeah, I keep saying September, when in fact it's July, but that's okay. That's me. So 1982. All right. It's Keith Hernandez. Last time he grounded out to short. It's going to be Keith Hernandez, George Hendrick, and Darrell Porter due up for the Redbirds. All right. Mike Krukow ready to deal here. The wind and the pitch. And he loses Keith Hernandez. So Hernandez is going to draw the walk here to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. So Hernandez aboard and brings up George Hendrick. Hendrick the last time grounded out to 3rd. Let's see if Whitey Herzog wants to go here, since there's no stolen base. Got to agree with that one. All right, here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss by George Hendrick. So Krukow gets him with a little bit of heat. All right, so that's 1 down now. And stepping in the box now is Darrell Porter. So the catcher struck out his last time up. Runner on first, 1 away here. And here's the pitch. And this one is going to be a ground ball. So this is one of those fun ground ball lead runner type plays. So we just hit the old G3L and then see what the hell happens, right? All right. Okay, so fielder's choice, 2 away, and brings up Willie McGee. Willie McGee singled his last time up. So again, the only numbers up there in the line score, Cardinals with 3 hits, the Phillies with 1. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be all she wrote as Willie McGee whiffs for the final out of the inning. So the Cardinals strand one. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score here at the Vet. Michael Jack Schmidt, Bo Diaz, and George Vukovich due up for the Fightin' Phils. Schmidt last time flew out to center field. Here is the pitch. This one is crushed into the gap. So Mike Schmidt, this one going all the way to right, and George Hendrick trying to get to that ball quickly. And what do we got? Do we want Mike Schmidt to stretch for 3rd against right fielder George Hendrick? No, I don't think we have Schmidt. We're going to go ahead and just leave him in scoring position. Phillies picking up their 2nd hit. And here's Bo Diaz. He grounded to 2nd last time. So here we go. Diaz in the box. Porter running through the sign. Stuper ready to deal. Schmidt with some speed there. And if you guys notice, for anybody who hasn't played, if you look really closely, you got to put your noses up to the screen and see the little meeples in the game. And each team has their own uniforms. You can see the Phillies there, and you can make your own. You can do your own meeples in this game too. So really cool. Thank you, Craig, for that. All right, here is the pitch, and Bo Diaz. John Stuper gets him. A little bit of a curveball action there. So that is a strikeout. So 1 away for George Vukovich. He singled last time, Mike. And Mike Schmidt is on at 2nd. Here's the wind and the pitch. And this one is going to be grounder to Tommy Herr. They're not going to turn 2. So we're going to call this one 4-3. And Mike Schmidt will stay at 2nd. All right. Gary Maddox flew out to center, 2 down. Again, 2 shutouts going here right now. as we are entering the middle innings of this ball game. All right. And here we go. This is going to be off the left, right, the 4 chart. Fly ball into left field. Lonnie Smith ranging over, and he will make the grab. And that will be out number 3. Double shutouts continue as we go to the top of the 5th here at Veterans Stadium in pocket pennant run baseball. Cardinals and Phillies will replaying a game from 1982. No score. Ken Oberkfell will lead things off here for the St. Louis Cardinals in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Oberkfell, followed by Ramsey, and then John Stuper. Oberkfell last time, as I said, flew out to center field. Bo Diaz sets the target for Mike Krukow, and here is the pitch. Fly ball out toward right. This could be trouble. Back goes Vukovich, and at the base of the wall makes the grab for out number 1. All right, here is Mike Ramsey. So Mike Ramsey last time grounded out to first. So Pete Rose making a great play to get Ramsey last time. Philip Reynolds joining us. He says, "What am I doing now on my one? Wait, what am I doing now on my 1 a.m.?" I'm not quite getting you there, Philip. Could be my eyes are being a little bit weird, so do let me know. Oh, what am I doing on now? I'm the 1 a.m. man. I got you. So just had off today, and just wanted to come on and hang out with you guys a little bit. I know I'm usually the late night DJ usually. So I thought it would be fun since I'm protected from the sunlight and there's no garlic around or anything like that, that I would, arise from my coffin and do a little baseball. And this game I don't have to wear headphones for or anything, although I do miss the crowd sounds. All right, here's Mike Ramsey now in the box. And here we go. 1 away. And here we go. This one punched down toward first base. And Pete Rose has it. No worries. 3 unassisted. He will just trot to the bag himself. So 2 down here. And it brings up John Stuper. So he singled his last time up. Trying to help out his cause here with Cardinals. Here's the pitch. All right. And this one is just going to be a liner. Manny Trio pulling a BB out of the air. And that will do it. Let's call this one L4 and call it the end of the top of the 5th. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still no score. Yeah, so Al, Red Sox fan, and I swapped night shifts. Yeah, I know Al's on late at night too. I've been so absent from the community. I don't even know what Al's been doing lately. But great channel. Al, one of the, you might say one of the founding fathers. I don't know if he would appreciate that, but it has nothing to do with his age. But really one of the founding fathers of doing sports game broadcasts, if you will, on YouTube. And Al Al does every sport. He does every sport really well. I think, though, that boxing, there is nobody, and I know other guys do boxing on here, there is nobody that does boxing the way Al Red Sox fan does boxing. So if you're a fan of the sweet science, you Al Red Sox fan, man, that's the channel to go to. But he does boxing, of course, does a great job with baseball, does American football. He's done tennis. He does it all. He even does some non-sports games, which I've tried on here, but you guys are way too hardcore baseball for me to throw in. I've tried, doing Diablo on here and Warhammer and stuff like that. But you guys are baseball, and I love it. So yeah, thank you, Philip, for that great. And speaking of channels, I mean, Philip Reynolds, guys, subscribe to that channel as well. Philip's been playing a lot of ice hockey. A lot of ice hockey right now. What was the name of the game again that you're playing, Philip? You said you really liked. You might want to pass that along. Hockey sim that you're playing. So, okay. So Al Red Sox fan, says Philip Reynolds. He says that Al is the Howard Cosell of gaming. So I'm sorry. When I see Howard Cosell's name, I just remember that great article by Thomas. Red Ice Hockey it is. So guys, check out if you're a hockey fan. Philip Reynolds has nothing but praise, it seems, for Red Ice Hockey. So do check that out if you're a hockey fan, and subscribe to Philip's channel, please. But when I hear Howard Cosell's name, I think of that article from Thomas Boswell, 100 Reasons Why Baseball is Better Than Football. And one of the reasons is that he says, Howard Cosell is baseball's best broadcaster. Howard Cosell is Howard Cosell is football's best broadcaster. Howard Cosell is baseball's worst broadcaster. And I think that's pretty accurate. I would see some videos of on YouTube of Howard Cosell calling a baseball game, and I really don't know what ABC was thinking, but Cosell really didn't know what the hell he was doing. He really didn't know, man. I don't know what Cosell was doing broadcasting baseball, but he was not very good, was he? Modern Relic, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. It's been a little while. Philip says he's also been playing baseline basketball by the same company that does Red Ice Hockey, the 2025 NCAA basketball tournament. Cool. So good stuff. So there you go. Some good non-baseball games for you guys to check out. To Modern Relic, I hope everything is well for you, with you, for you, and all that stuff. All right, here we go. Bottom of the fifth, still no score here at Veterans Stadium here. Again, replaying a game from 1982. And I thought I was picking a game from, but I'm looking at this now, and actually, no, it is not. So this is a game from September 14th, 1982. So there you go. All right, so this is going to be Manny Trio, Ivan DeJesus, and then Mike Krukow. But we'll see Mike Krukow getting up toward that sixth inning mark. But both pitchers tough. Just 5 hits in this game. I love me a good pitcher's duel. All right, here we go. Here's the pitch from John Stuper. And this one is hit out towards center field. And this is going to get down in front of McGee for a base hit. All right, so both teams now tied in base knocks. And that's going to bring up Ivan DeJesus. Let's see what Pat Corrales has in mind over there at first. He does not want any steals. All right. We're not going to try to bunt the runner over, not yet. We're just going to let the dice fall where they may. All right. Here's the wind and the pitch. And this one hit out toward center field. And this is going to get down in front of Millie McGee. This one's going to be a little bit of trouble here, as we're going to have runners at the corners. So McGee gets the ball back in, but the Redbirds now, runners at the corners. Let's see if Corrales wants to try to send to stay out of the double play. No, he does not. All right. So Mike Krukow, I think we're going to go ahead, and the smart thing to do is to bunt, which is what we're going to do. So we're just going to do a straight up bunt. Okay. This comes off the red die for any of you that don't know how to do this. So let's see what we get. Boink. And look at that. He's got a bunt single. Can you believe it? A bunt single. Wow. All right. And that's going to bring in a run. So on a little tapper there by Mike Krukow, helping his own cause. Philadelphia Phillies with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. That was fun. Manny Trio, Ivan DeJesus, and Mike Krukow. Lots of former Cubs, says Modern Relic. I got to do a Cubbies game on here. There's more Cubbies fans on here, and I just got to do. I know Paul Fay, who was in here earlier, loves Cubs games, and so I got to get some more Cubbies on here, and my own team, my Pittsburgh Pirates. Jeez. All right. Anyhow, Pete Rose in this game has flown out and walked. 1-0 Phillies, 2 on here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And here is the pitch. And how about that? Charlie Hustle strikes out. Pete Rose wasn't the easiest guy to strike out, certainly. Wee Willie Keeler, though, I think holds the all-time record for hardest to strike out in baseball history. So 1 away. And correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do believe it is Willie Keeler. All right, here is Gary Matthews. So Gary Matthews has struck out and flown to left. 1-0 your score here at the vet. One away. Here is the pitch. And this one hit out towards center field. This is going to get down for a base hit, and that's going to easily score a run. So John Stuper getting touched up here a little bit. And let's see. So Stuper's still looking good. Is Herzog wanting to go to the pen? It's now 2-0 Philadelphia. Let's see. What does he say? Oh, he is not going to his bullpen. So runners at the corners as, whoops, sorry, hit the wrong button. Hate when that happens. All right. And here's Michael Jack Schmidt. So St. Louis wanting to try to turn 2. Another former Cub, he says. The Cubs are everywhere. We should just get in there. Too bad in real time we can't just change this, right? We can't just change this to a Cubby, whatever, right? That'd be fun. All right, here we go. So Philadelphia now in a game like this, 2 runs could make all the difference. Here is the pitch. And just as I say that, the great Mike Schmidt strike out. So John Stuper getting a clutch K right here, trying to minimize the damage. So 2 down, and it brings up Bo Diaz. So Bo Diaz is grounded out, struck out in this game. And Stuper working from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and this one is going to be hit toward first. Keith Hernandez moving to his right, and he's going to make the grab and feed onto Stuper. So Stuper does indeed get out of it with minimal damage. Let's score this one 3-1 and call it an inning. Yeah. Boink. There we go. All right, so the Philadelphia Phillies, plate 2. We go to the top of the 6th here in 1982. And it's the Phillies 2 and the Cardinals 0. All right, Mike Krukow will face the top of the order for the St. Louis Cardinals. Tommy Herr, Lonnie Smith, and Keith Hernandez. Tommy Herr in this game has grounded to short, flown to center. Krukow ready to deal. Here is the pitch. And this one is going to be just a harmless little grounder to Ivan De Jesus. Up and on to Pete Rose. Score at 6-3. 1 up, 1 down. For Lonnie Smith now. Lonnie Smith, last time up on a fielder's choice, also has a single in this game. Krukow deals. This one hit hard into the gap, into right field. And there we go. So Lonnie Smith, let's see what he gets out of this one. All right. Do we want John? Yes, we do. He's gonna stretch against Vukovich, who's a C fielder, and he is safe. All right. So Lonnie Smith now in scoring position, and potential tying run coming to the plate now, and Keith Hernandez. So let's see what Whitey Herzog wants to do here. So he's not calling for anything except a pinch hitter, but we're not going to pinch hit for Keith Hernandez. Grounded out and walked. We should go to the chat here and see if you would call for a hit and run play here on this one. Hernandez, yeah. Tell you what, let's hold hit and run stuff. Let's get a little riskier maybe after the 7th inning. Let's just go ahead and, again, let the dice fall where they may. All right, here's the pitch. This one grounded back to Mike Krukow. So let's see how Krukow handles this one. And this is going to be a ground ball, but Smith is going to move to third on the play. So let's call this one a 1-3, and the runner advances. So 2 down, and here comes George Hendrick. Can George Hendrick at least answer back here in the top of the 6th here for the Cardinals? Hendrick grounded to third and struck out in this game. And here's the pitch, and that's not going to happen. George Hendrick goes down swinging. So that does it. So the St. Louis Cardinals threaten, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Phillies leading the Cardinals 2-0. All right, and we will have George Vukovich, Gary Maddox, and Manny Trio due up for the Phils. 2-0 your score. Line score for the Philadelphia Phillies right now, 2-6-0 for the Cardinals, 0-4-0. All right, Vukovic in the game, 1 for 2 with a single, grounded to second. Last time up. Stuper ready to deal, looking strong out there. But Wadey Herzog keeping a close eye on him. Here is the wind and the pitch. And this one grounded to Tommy Herr. And this is a routine Tommy Herr to Keith Hernandez for out number 1. All right, unexpected good ball game going on here. Here's Gary Maddox now. He's flown out twice in this game to center and left respectively. Today's game, by the way, is brought to you by, I'm just looking at anything on my desk. Today's game is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, otherwise known as PennDOT. So, actually, I got to give some love to Pennsylvania. I've lived in other states and other countries and stuff like that. We have the friendliest DMV in the United States. So, changed my mind, but we do. I remember living in Ohio, man. Those people were like not nice. They were like crusty and grr. Pennsylvania, man. Every time I've had to go to PennDOT to our DMV, just the nicest people. So today's game brought to you by PennDOT. So if you're in Pennsylvania, you need yourself a driver's license or a real ID, and you're a resident of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, hit up PennDOT and tell them Beatles Eternally sent you. They won't give a damn, but tell them anyhow. And there we go. All right. Always got to have a sponsor in the game, right? All right. 1 away now. Here's Gary Maddox. And here is the pitch. And what do we got here? We've got a left-right 3, and this is going to be a ground ball to short. Ramsey, so 6-3. Looking like your basic textbook inning taking shape here in the bottom of the 6th. So 2 away now for Manny Trio. Trio's flown to right and singled in this game. All right, John Stuper still looking pretty good out there. Here is the pitch, and Manny Trio. This one catches the corner on the inside. Trio tripped up there, and he goes down on strikes. That will retire the side, baseball fans. We go to the top of the 7th, and it is 2-0. Looks like Mike Krukow has become fatigued due to innings. So you'll see over here that this is gonna drop down. Boop. So there we go. So I'm pretty sure Pat Corrales now wants to go to. He's not looking, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to start warming somebody here. Middle innings. Oh my God. Let me see here. Usually my own kind of house rule here. When I get in the middle innings, obviously I'm not going to go for somebody with a low inning count. We're too late for a high inning count. So I usually look for guys like for about 2 innings. So I think we're going to go, let me see who actually, so Sid, I never said his name right. Sid Manji, is that how you say his name? So he pitched in this game. So we're going to go ahead and usually a house rule is if he was in the game, then he'll go ahead and relieve. So we'll go ahead and have him start to warm up. And there we go. So I love the warm-up system in this game. This is the only baseball game which I actually play using a pitcher warm-up system, because I love the way it works. So you'll see that right now, there's got to be 3 batters. So the color will change, and you'll actually be able to see in your peripheral vision when the relief pitcher is ready. Also, just for note, for anybody that's playing pocket pennant run baseball, and if you're playing dead ball baseball or 19th century baseball, you can change pitcher fatigue in this game when you're starting the game up, right? When you got your teams picked and stuff. This game still favors post 1920 or post 1920 and forward baseball. So if you're playing in 1908, playing in 1911 or 1919 or what have you, or you're playing in 1884, what I do all the time for those pitchers is I bump the fatigue ratings to 9 innings just because they could pitch all day. Different game in a way. All right, Darrell Porter is up now as we open the top of the 7th inning. So we will see. We will see. Porter, McGee, and Oberkfell. And Parallel League saying hi to Modern Relic. Modern Relic, one of our Cubby fans in here, although He does. He said I was dead to him the other day because I said, I like the Cubs. I also like the Cardinals. I realize the gravity of that, but because I'm a Pirate fan, I'm not really stuck in that great rivalry between the Cubbies and Cardinals. But I know not a lot of love there, but I hope just being a Bucco fan redeems me a little bit in the eyes of Modern Relic. I hope so. They're just two storied franchises. So many great players from the Cardinals and Cubs, and I hope they at least grudgingly recognize that. I remember George Will talking about who, by the way, should be commissioner of baseball. George Will, love George Will, man. He said that all of his friends grew up Cubs fans and therefore were happy and liberal. Or no, they grew up Cardinals fans and therefore those friends were happy and liberal. And he grew up right. No, what was it? No, shit. He grew up, yeah, Cardinals fan. He grew up a Cubs fan, and that's why he said, I'm bitter and conservative. So, of course, this was obviously before the Cubbies won it all. So the big drought was still going on. So, Parallel League says he's not a big fan of the time change. Don't like the early sunset. Neither do I, man. It hit me last night. I'm like looking out my window, and it's like 5:30. I'm like, damn it, it's dark. Think about it. In another few weeks, it's going to be dark just around 5 Eastern time, like dark. I hate it. But in 6 weeks, right? So 6 weeks from now, roughly, right after December 21st, then the days start getting longer. So let's, and we get closer to pitchers and catchers report. I like it because you do get an extra hour of sleep. So I will take that. I forgot all about that this weekend. And I'm like, what's wrong with the clocks? It's like, oh, damn, that's right. Got to change them back. I think they should get rid of daylight savings time. I think it's stupid. It was a Native American that said, he said, only a white man would trim an inch off the bottom of a blanket and stitch it onto the top and think he has more blanket. So it's got to go. I know during President Biden's administration, there was some talk of in Congress of getting rid of daylight savings time, but nothing ever came of it. So right, yeah. So not all states do that. Do daylight savings time. So you live in a smart state there, Modern Relic. It's stupid. Stick Tap Sports Network. Hey man, great to see you. How are you doing, guys? Another great channel there. So Thunderbird Gaming, Stick Tap Sports Network, guys, check them out along with all our other content creators. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Daryl Porter. So we're playing Pocket Pennant Run baseball. For anybody that might catch this later and you don't know what this ball game is, it is a cards and dice baseball game, but you can also play it on PC. And it has 8 mega databases in it. So you can play Japanese baseball, Negro League baseball, dead ball baseball. The All American Girls Professional League is in here. Tons and tons of baseball to play. There's some NCAA, there's some AAA in here. Just great stuff. Yeah. And it's also a great board game companion, by the way. You can play this game rolling up your favorite cards and dice game if you're a cards and dice player. And it comes with all the dice for all these games. And for any dice that doesn't come with, you can make your own dice or not use them at all. And you can still score everything in here. Does great. So fantastic product. $14.95, I believe, for the PDF version, which gives you access to this Pocket Pennant Run Manager, or $24.95 for the physical game, and the best card stock ever for a baseball game. So Pocket Pennant Run Baseball gets a lot of updates and just a great baseball game. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's way too early for sunset, 5 o'clock. So I'd move to Ecuador, a little chilly, but hey, at least the sunsets never change in Ecuador, huh? All right, here we go. So Daryl Porter, a fielder's choice and a strikeout in this game in reverse order. And here is the pitch. This one hit out to right field. And this one is going to be, no, wait, no, it doesn't. No, Manny Trio able to range to his left. So that's going to be a ground ball. Trio from the knees, diving stop. How about that? Thought it was a fly ball, but more like a a sinking liner. We're looking straight down on the field here. We're in Bob Uecker seats, and believe me, the nosebleeds are for real. So Manny Trio making a great play, scored 4-3, one away. All right, see how I saved my arse there, guys? Did you like that? All right, here's Willie McGee, single and a strikeout for Willie McGee. 2-0 in favor of the Phillies right now, and you can see here. So Sid, again, I'm going to say Manji. It's probably Mung, but I don't say Sid Manji. So you can see now he's yellow. So you can look at the number. So there's been a batter face. So we've got him warming up for the Phillies. Again, this is the only game that I use the pitcher warm-up system. I think it's the best one of all the digital games out there. It's certainly the best one. All right, so McGee, 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout. Indiana, so Modern Relic is out in Arizona. Yep, so I know you guys don't. So Indiana used to not change times. I'm not sure now, but it used to mess me up. Driving from Ohio, I can never remember if they were the same as us or not. I remember when my ex and I used to drive to Chicago. It was always fun to, you're watching, right? So we'd cross into Indiana, and of course then you got right getting into Central Time Zone. And she and I were such nerds, man. And we just got it right. Is just Manji is right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Parallel League. We'll go with Sid Manji. It was great because we just watch like the clock on the car go back an hour. It's like, yay, we're in the Central Time Zone. So that's what you get when you got two nerds that were married to each other. It's always fun. Okay, here we go. Here is Mike Krukow ready to deal. So pitching a pretty good ball game. And this one is going to be Tapper toward Michael Jack Schmidt, and Schmidt up with it, and he's going to make the play ranging far to his left. So some good D here by the Philadelphia Phillies. All right. So 2 away. Sid Manji continues to warm up in the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen, and that brings up Ken Oberkfell. He's flown out twice in this game. Krukow ready to deal. And here is the pitch. Fly ball out to right field. This one could be trouble, baseball fans. And no, it is not. It's George Vukovich making a play against the wall. Oberkfell gave it a ride. But to no avail. All right. So now John Stuper also. So we've got to keep track. So once again, what's nice is in real time, you don't have to remember anything. So watch Stuper's number here. You can see here, just on a die roll of 1, before we hit this, you're going to see that it's going to be a control play. And under the control play for a dice roll of 1 to 3, it's a strikeout. But this is everything is going to move up 1 now. Watch. Boop. There we go. So everything moves up now. So let's see. Whitey Herzog probably want to go to the pen. He's calling no, but since we did this for the Phillies, we're going to do it for the Cardinals. We're going to go to the bullpen anyhow. And so Bruce Sutter, looks like, because I think the Cardinals won this game, we said. Probably too early to bring in Sutter here in the 7th. So let's find somebody with some 2 innings. Best rated, let's say 2 innings. Jeff Lottie we could bring in. Why not? Looks good. I think Jeff Lottie's going to be the man, or maybe Dave LaPointe. Nah, he's not Dave LaPointe there. He's a starter, but with 4 innings, kind of spot starter thing. So let's have Jeff Lottie warm up. Okay, there we go. Parallel League says, you guys are talking about Chicago. Did you see the House of Dynamite movie on Netflix? Scary stuff. I don't have Netflix right now. I have too many other streaming services. We'll have to look it up at some time when I re-up with Netflix. They've got some cool stuff coming up. Chicago gets targeted for nuclear missile. Good God. Yikes. Of course, you get nuked. Yeah, it kind of sucks all over the city, but I'm guessing Cubs fans would want to hit the south side first, right? And vice versa for White Sox fans. All right, who do we got here? Ivan DeJesus leading off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now we've done our 7th inning stretch. In fact, my entire broadcasts tend to be that way. And then we're going to do a pinch hitter for Mike Krukow. Let's see what's going on here with him. So Yep, because Sid Manji is ready. Sid Manji is ready. Okay. All right, John Stuper to deal. And here is the pitch. And this one is going to be a power check. And this is a power 7. So the way you do those is you just look at the ballpark. It's neutral. So it's going to be a double anyhow. So there we go. So Ivan De Jesus picking up the double. Here we go. Extra base hit time. Boom. And Stuper's day. He can't bring in Jeff Lottie yet. Oh my God, can't bring in Jeff Lottie. So Jeff Lottie just has faced, just one batter. So here we go. Getting a little bit itchy here. Getting a little bit itchy. And Kruko is done. He is done. So let's go to let's go to our bench. Sorry. And let me see. Boy, they had a lot of pinch hitters in this game. So let's go with we'll just go in alphabetical order here. Let me see. We got a righty on the mound. Yep. So let's bring in Willie Montanez because they've got the lead. Let's bring him in. Just to be fair, huh? I guess. And make changes. Boom and boom. All right. So Willie Montanez in there to pinch hit. All right. Just 16 at bats for Willie Montanez in 1982. Struck out 3 times. And so, yeah, there you go. Didn't do much, did he? All right, here we go. Runner on second. And here's the pitch, but he might do something here. And this is going to be a base hit. And Willie Montanez picks up the RBI. So there we go. I get a chance to look like a smart baseball dude there. So run scores. And Philadelphia now leading 3-0. So John Stuper giving up the base hit after the double. And here's Pete Rose back around at the top of the order. Rose today with a walk. He is struck out and flown out to right. Here's the pitch from Stuper. And this one going down the third base line toward Ken Oberkfell. And Oberkfell is going to play it. And ground ball, lead runner. So let's see what we got here. So GBL5. And there we go. So we got us a little fielder's choice. Batter up. And Jeff Lottie will now come in and relieve John Stuper. So we go to our bullpen and put in Jeff Lottie. So that's how we do it. And we're going to leave his fatigue rating where it is. So here we go. Jeff Lottie had an ERA of 3.72. He struck out 22, walked 21 in 1982. 5 wins, 4 losses, and no saves. Stick Tap Sports Network says, can't wait to learn more and try out the HQ app. How about it? So Paul's gonna be doing. Thanks for mentioning that. So we mentioned at the top of the broadcast when Paul was in here, Stick Tap. He's gonna be doing a video that we're going to be able to restream on here, and he's going to be on live. We've just got to figure out when, so that way he can answer questions. But the HQ app is super, super, super cool, and will allow us now to do things like tournaments. And so for Cards and Dice guys, it's such a godsend. And for me, even though I'm a digital player, I do love Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and to be able to have all the things that HQ, it's amazing. So thank you for mentioning that again, Stick Tap. In fact, that is a highlightable comment. So Cards and Dice players, stay tuned for that coming up this week. Once we can work out the time zone difference, Paul is in Cyprus. So hope to get that this week. So Parallel League says that he uses YouTube TV and they lost ABC, ESPN. So he says no Monday Night Football for him. So yeah, it's so shall we rant for a minute? We shall. Back in the old days, any kids watching this, and let's face it, there are no kids that are maybe interested in sports simming. Oh, hey, so for your dad, right? He's 64. God grant you many years there, Mr. Reed. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? There we go. Little Beatles for him. Right. But like, You used to be able to watch the World Series. Everybody could watch the World Series, and you could watch. Right? It's a shame, man. It's a shame that now you got to kind of pay to watch the big sporting events. I know that's not the same for the Super Bowl. Everybody can watch the Super Bowl, but it's really really sad that you got to go through this or that or whatever to the World Series. I wish that one of the original three networks. I wish NBC would come back to baseball. Of the three networks, CBS sucked at doing baseball. ABC was pretty good, but NBC, I'd love NBC to get back to baseball. I'd heard that might be a thing, but I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, happy birthday. All right, so Jeff Lottie ready to face Gary Matthews here. So singled his last time up. Let's see what Pat Corrales wants to do. Decent speed at first, but he is not going for the steal. So, well, parallel league. May your dad's memory be eternal. 96, that's a good run, but may his memory be eternal. So, was your dad a baseball fan as well? Yeah, Al Michaels was good at calling baseball. I mean, I don't think, I mean, ABC was pretty good. I always thought NBC was probably the baseball network for me. CBS, man, CBS was just not very good. Remember watching CBS baseball when I was in college, and it was like, you guys aren't really. I think I was a freshman the final year. I was a college freshman the final year that they stopped doing baseball. I can't remember. So your dad was a baseball fan. Awesome. 96. Memory eternal. Braves fan because of TBS. Okay. So isn't it fun to think about how like a lot of people became fans because of those superstations? I've met in my travels Cubs fans who were Cubs fans because of WGN, or Yankees fans because of WPIX, right? Braves, obviously TBS. But now it's kind of interesting because where are the fans coming from? Because the superstation thing is kind of not a thing anymore. Let me put this on pause. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I am back. Thank you. It's just the girlfriend touching base with me. She had to have a medical procedure done today, and she was fine and got her home, but she wasn't feeling too well, so I was just checking in. I'm going to call her back after this broadcast. Parallel League says that he watched Bream score for the Braves against the Pirates. Oh my god! Oh my god! So I remember that night so well. I'm at Penn State. I'm at the library, so I'm a student, but I was working. I was a wage payroll for Penn State at that time. So and I'm there. Oh my god! So my buddy's calling me like my best friend every half inning. You know, parallel league. He's a Bucko fan. Like yep, just like me. I'm thinking, yeah, we got this. We got this. We got this. We're gonna make it. And then, oh my God, it hurts so bad. It's like those things in your life that you can't ever forget, right? Oh man. He called me. I'm working the reference desk at Petit Library at Penn State. And he said, this guy named Francisco Cabrera, blah, 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 and Sid Bream scored, but I think he was out. Like, blah. I'm like, what? What? No, what? So you got to understand, man, how, yeah, Aaron, I know your dad's a Buccos fan, guys. So, like, we didn't know Francisco Cabrera. No knock on Cabrera. I mean, he made it to the majors. He's a baseball player, right? You got to be an elite athlete to even make it to the majors, right? But we didn't know who the hell's this Francisco Cabrera guy. But what hurt, man, was Sid Bream, who still lives in the Pittsburgh area. Oh my God. Um, Parallel League says Sid scored and he was scoring with his wife. Man, that was a heartbreaking thing, though. Baseball will break your heart. It will break your heart. And of course, you go back and you look at the game, or you talk about the game, and Van Slyke trying to tell Barry Bonds, maybe you got to play maybe in this part, and Bonds not listening. But you look at the replay. I mean, Sid Bream clearly was safe. It was a close play, but damn, that hurt. That hurt, and that began yet another Bucko decline. Yeah, he did. Drabek pitched a hell of a game. We replayed that game a couple of years ago on this channel. Actually, we replayed it on Action PC Baseball, and yeah, he gave Van Slyke the bird. Yes, he did, Aaron. He flipped off Andy Van Slyke. So I mean, it's one of those what ifs. Had Bonds played where Van Slyke said, "Oh, you need to be over this, whatever." Nope. But Francisco Cabrera, man, oh man, that hurt. And the Pirates, of course, they don't make it then to the postseason until the 21st century. After that, I remember the weather that night. It's my girlfriend at the time was in grad school, and she was a big baseball fan too. We used to go to, like, there was a minor league club down in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So we would go, and this was before the Altoona Curve. So this was like, they were called the Rail Kings, and they were an independent minor league team. In fact, that's where I saw Eric Youding in his last bid for trying to make it back to the majors. Eric Youding, who could steal some bases, ex-Astros player. You guys might remember Eric Youding. Sad to see, but anyhow, this isn't about him. But she was a big baseball fan, and I already knew. And so driving back to our apartments back where we lived, that night was cold and clear in Commonwealth. And I don't think she and I said one word. We were just shocked. We were shocked because of those 3 years, the Pirates. I mean, the 1990 Buccos, pretty much, they were in first place almost from day one. And that year, I mean, look, the Pirates and Reds always had a great rivalry. But that year, the Reds did not beat us in 1990. We lost to the Reds. We lost that NLCS. That was terrible. 91, man, but we thought 92, this is it. We're making it to the World Series, and nope. It hurt, man. The shock. But yeah, those 90 Pirates, man, 90s Pirates. Yeah, Drabek. You had Orlando Merced, Andy Van Slyke, Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla. Although Bonds Bonilla, man, in that 1990s postseason, choke. But yeah, I mean, we had Sid Bream. God, who else? So many. Just hell of a squad. Jimmy Leyland, I used to love it, man. He'd rip into Barry Bonds and stuff like that. But Leyland also, man, you watch him in the dugout. There he was, national television, as big as you please, smoking a cigarette in the dugout. So that was classic. And Leyland, like, trying to, it's like, dude, that's not how you hide a cigarette. But it was kind of funny. So yeah, they're a good squad, those 1990s Pirates. Um, we Buccos fans went through a lot of pain there in the middle 80s, and Sid Thrift turned that team around. Um, and what of course the bellwether for that, as you guys know, is when we traded Tony Pena to the Cardinals for Mike Dunn, who ended up a washout, Mike LaValliere, and Andy Van Slyke. And at first, like, oh my God, they traded away Tony Pena. He was the only marquee player we had, and that formed the basis for those Pirate squads. We remember 1988. We finished second in the NL Central. 1989 was an off year, and then 90, 91, and 92. Tough teams. Love them. Yeah, so Bonds didn't do much better, did he, for San Francisco in the postseason? So, but it was so tough. So okay, so maybe Bobby Bonilla, and I specifically remember 1990. I was at my grandma's house watching all the postseason games up there. May her memory be eternal. Um, good Italian grandma. She tolerated her grandson's love for baseball. But just watching Bonds choke, and then Bonilla would choke. And it was Sid Bream. It was the other guys, the sort of non-marquee players, if you will. But we lost that one to the Reds. But the Braves thing, there is not a Bucco fan that will ever forget that night. Francisco Cabrera and Sid Bream. And Sid Bream, again, still lives in the Pittsburgh area. He's very involved in Pittsburgh charities, very involved in the community. But boy, that hurt. That hurt. But you know what? Every franchise has that big hurt, or maybe 2 or 3 moments. So, but for recent Bucco fans, it's not the Pirates of the 2010s. We just didn't make it all the way. That was it. But that I call it the Francisco Cabrera game. Damn it. So let's open up the floor here. You're just, if you guys want to make a quick type, what is your sort of biggest hurt of your franchise? What's your biggest hurt? What's your Francisco Cabrera game or whatever? Let me know in the comments, or let me know in the chat, even better. Comments for those watching after. Where the hell are we? Here's Gary Matthews. He's aged 20 years now. All right, here we go. And this one is swung on. And this one is going to be we got a neutral park check here. But this one is going to be, it's going to be a ground rule double. And runners are going to advance too. So there we go. Ground rule double by Gary Matthews. So it's getting interesting now. 2 in scoring position, the Philadelphia Phillies trying to pile on more. The Cardinals only managing just 4 hits off Philadelphia right now. All right, here's Michael Jack Schmidt. He has flown out, doubled, and struck out. Modern Relic says, he thinks he's the only one who totally hated the steroid era. So, you guys know my broadcast, so I'm going to stop and talk here again about this for a little bit. So, I did hate it. But when I look back on it, on that time, baseball in 1994, I remember Jay Bell representing the Players Union, representing the Pirates, because we were hoping, okay, and I'll bet Montreal Expos fans were really hoping that the strike wasn't going to happen in 1994, right? I remember Jay Bell saying the Pittsburgh Pirates are officially on strike, because each union representative had to do that. I guess that's union rules, whatever. So baseball, because I remember, if you guys remember, that's the year the Ken Burns baseball documentary came out, 1994. Baseball was in a bad place, man. And I think what helped bring baseball back, was, of course, Buck O'Neill. What a great ambassador he was for the game. But those steroids, those big bombs from McGwire, Sosa, and Barry brought people back to the game. The game. So I don't like that they did that for the advantage. But it's sort of like the what is the Man of Law's Tale in Chaucer. I think that's the proper tale, where the consequences, if you will, the fruit of his actions are good despite the fact that he didn't mean to do good. And I think that's the same. And for as a Pirate fan growing up, seeing Barry Bonds play in Pittsburgh, and you look at the difference in that physique between Bonds in Pittsburgh and Bonds with the Giants. You know, Bonds was trim and had speed. Barry Bonds might not have been the all-time home run king without the steroids, but Bonds would have been a Hall of Famer had he not blown up on the steroids. You know, and got to say the same for Mark McGwire too, right? I think just 2 more home runs career-wise, or a few more home runs career-wise than Jimmy Fox. So that's my take on it. Yeah, well, yeah, Brady Anderson hitting 50 home runs, that raised some eyebrows, certainly. But I got to agree here, as Parallel League is saying, he says the Sosa McGwire home run race was fun. It really was. That was really fun. And to see see these two, Cardinals and Cubs. I mean, for a moment there, right? You're seeing these two guys like kind of, doing the hug for each other. So it was really cool. So I don't like what they did, but it did bring people back, because that strike was terrible for baseball. People got through the 81 work stoppage, but 1994 and that would have been something, because I truly believe the Montreal Expos would have gone to the World Series and would have won the World Series. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. So Parallel League says he has tickets and went to the game in Cincinnati, the game after he broke the record. You remember the Reds pitcher tipped his hat to Mark McGwire when he first came to bat. Yeah. It was fun, and baseball needed it at the time. It's unfortunate that it had to be, of course, PEDs being the help, and you saw these crazy home run totals and stuff like that. They are back to normal now, which is nice. So it makes, what Aaron Judge did a little bit more meaningful, certainly. But I wonder, Modern Relic, and I do see where you're coming from, dude, completely. Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, McGwire was Kingman, wasn't he? I mean, he was. We saw that in his career. We did see that. I do agree with you. It was bad what they did. It was cheating, but they put arses in the seats, and people came back in droves, and it saved our game in such a weird, ironic way. But I still give as much credit to that great documentary by Ken Burns, and specifically to the great Buck O'Neill. May his memory be eternal. So, wow. Parallel League says in the year 2000, he lived in New York City area, and saw every major league team play live. Man, what a dream. That's a dream. I'd love to do that. Get that on the bucket list. So, secret here for you guys, I'm a baseball fanatic, and I've never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm very ashamed to admit that. I've never been there yet. So I'm really hoping beyond hope. I want to get there. I specifically, I want to, make an appointment for the library. That's the one I'm chiefly interested in, but I do want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I feel badly. I'm guessing most of you guys probably have been there. I never have. And I want to go so badly. So the woman I'm with now is not really a baseball fan, but I think she would go just for the sake of going, because I'd want to. So I'm hoping. If not, I'll just drive my happy ass up there by myself, up to Cooperstown. Not in the winter time though. I'll wait. That's too far upstate, man. 5 feet of snow and all that. So Parallel League says he enjoyed Cooperstown. Cool. I like the fact that Cooperstown is still this kind of bucolic town. So I know the American Football Hall of Fame is like in Canton, Ohio, like right off the damn interstate or something. So Modern Relic hasn't been there either. Okay. All right. I would love to go there. I'm a musician, never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but that's a joke. But the Baseball Hall of Fame, I want to go. I want to see. I want to read the plaques. And I know you have to make an appointment for the library. So, but Since I was a library assistant for two Big Ten schools and know a lot about librarianship, and I'm a research fanatic, I would love to just, for a few minutes, just be in the library part of the Hall of Fame and Museum. I know they're hiring, but I can't afford the cost of living up there because I would love to work for the Hall of Fame. All right, let's get this game over with here. I'm boring you guys to death. I'm sorry about that. All right, 2 in scoring position, 1 down. The Phillies looking to pile more on here. Jeff Lottie trying to shut it down here, but not even really a double play situation here. And he's got to face Mike Schmidt, who did strike out his last time up. Parallel League says that he's been to Canton too. High school team played and lost in the state playoffs. Yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, definitely a joke. Modern Relic. Oh my God, we could do a whole broadcast just ranting about that thing. Ugh, terrible. I don't care that there's a whole floor devoted to my favorite band. That is a Hall of Fame I do not. I would visit the Football Hall of Fame before I'd visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's how much it's a joke to me. And you guys know what I feel about American football. But I would, if I were forced at gunpoint, you either got to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Football Hall of Fame, I would go to the Football Hall of Fame because there is a Baseball Hall of Famer in the Football Hall of Fame. So I would go for that. I'd go read his plaque. So trivia, see if anybody remembers. We've done it on the channel. There's one person who's a member of both the Baseball and Football Hall of Halls of Fame. Who is it? All right, here we go. Here's the pitch from Jeff Lottie out of the stretch. And this one is going to be a walk. So walking Mike Schmidt with first base open. And the bases are sold out with Philadelphia Phillies. And that will bring up Bo Diaz. All right. It's crunch time now for Jeff Lottie. Can he turn 2 and get out of this one? Decent speed on the base paths here. Bo Diaz last time grounded out 3-1. So he's 0 for 3 on the day. Jeff Lottie in trouble. Let's see what Herzog wants to do at this point. So he's going to go to his pen. But let me see here, man. What are we going to do? Can't bring in Bruce Sutter in this one. You need a mop-up guy here. Or a guy that's just going to try to hold the line. So we're going to let spot starter Dave LaPointe come in here. So we're going to go ahead and warm him. All right. There we go. Nope, not Jim Thorpe. Mad respect for Jim Thorpe, but definitely not Baseball Hall of Fame material. I don't know that you guys will know this guy or not, but this is a kind of a tricky question. So Jim Thorpe was a good guess, though, but is not Jim Thorpe. Okay, here we go. Here's the pitch to Bo Diaz, and look at this. Jeff Lottie comes through. Bo Diaz swinging him at strike 3, so he does pick up the clutch K. How about that? So 2 down, and here comes George Vukovich. So he's grounded out twice and singled. All right. Dave LaPointe warming in the pen for Whitey Herzog. And here is the pitch from Jeff Lottie out of the stretch. And this one is hit out to right field. And this is going to be bad news. Bad news, Bears, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. So this one is going to be a base hit. So picking up the RBI is Vukovich. So run scores, and Philadelphia adds to its 4-0 lead. So the Atlanta Braves have named Walt Weiss as their new manager. Okay. Been through Carlisle, never went to any school. So the answer is Cal Hubbard. Cal Hubbard is your answer. He's in the Football Hall of Fame as a player and in the Baseball Hall of Fame as an umpire. And he's the only one. So there you go, Cal Hubbard. All right, bases still loaded. So Lottie gets the clutch strikeout, and that little base hit could have been a lot more, but Hendricks staying with the ball. Base is still sold out now. All right, so Vukovich picking up the RBI, and here comes Gary Maddox now. Gary Maddox, nothing in 3 attempts today. Jeff Lottie trying to minimize the damage. Here is the pitch, and that ain't going to happen. This is going to be a bases clearing double by Gary Maddox. And the porcine lady, if you will, she has she's warming up her pipes. So 3-run score. We're just gonna go ahead and just click dice and get out of this one. So big hit by Gary Maddox. Wow. So Jeff Lottie is fatigued, and Dave LaPointe is ready to come in. So we're gonna go to the bullpen. Let's get to our bullpen here. Dave LaPointe is going to come in and just try to get that third out. Ouch. So while baseball's unpredictable, we're just going to go ahead and click through while we're talking. Gary the Minister Maddox. This game needs sound effects. Well, that's why you got Out of the Park and Action PC. But yeah, but Aaron, check and see. I don't know if there's a demo for this. We got to see if this is accessible for you, because I really think you'd like it. There's no, it's not a graphic game like Out of the Park. So this should be accessible to you. All right, so mini trio. I'm just going to roll the dice, and it's going to be a fly ball to right, and making the catch, a batter too late, is George Hendrick. All right, so let's just do F9. And the inning, the Phillies tack on 5. All right, now we got to, what do we got to do here? All right, so we got, so yeah, we forgot old Sid there, man. He's been warming up. Okay, so Montanez is going out. What are we doing here? Shit. Okay, I think we just save lineup. I have an illegal lineup. Okay, change position for Willie Montanez, and I think we just make him. Oh, how do we do this now? I think we make him a DH, and then we change the pitcher. God, it's been a while. Okay, so let's save it. Okay. Yep. Okay, so Kruko, you're out of here, and there we go. It's a weird thing the way you have to do, but there you go. Okay, done. 2/3 of the world is covered by ocean. The rest is covered by Maddox, says Parallel League. Okay, there is no demo version. Let me reach out to Paul Fay, Craig Harris, Aaron, and I'll ask them if this thing is accessible. It should be. Again, it's all text. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So, Modern Relic with some good news here, baby. Because he's been saying he wanted to pick up Out of the Park 26. He says, I got Out of the Park 26 running. So your media server runs it without Steam on Windows. Wow, on Windows 8? That is awesome. I'm so glad you got it. It's a great baseball game, especially if you're not afraid of getting your hands dirty. It's the king. All right, let's just roll these dice. All right, we're just going to finish this out. The game doesn't mean anything. So, boom. Let me see. And if it starts looking really bad, we're going to call it because of a torrential downpour, which I think is what we're going to do here anyhow. So this is a control 12. And Mike Ramsey gets plunked. He gets plunked. Oh, man. Whoops, that's right. So hits are, he's hit batters. Oh, my goodness. And the rain clouds are rolling in, and the players, Aaron Reed will get this, and they're playing games in both dugouts. And it looks like they're going to call this one. So the game is official. The Philadelphia Phillies clobber the St. Louis Cardinals 7-0 for the Phillies. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And we can call the game, officially call the game right here, which is, I think, is really, really cool. So game may not be stopped. Boom. There you go. And enter call game. There we go. Philadelphia Phillies win. And there we go, guys. So Mike Kruko gets the win. John Stuper takes the loss. This has gone on way too long. So there we go. And you can export all your stuff to whatever, but let's close it. And please verify the winning, losing pitcher, then enter my option again. Yes, there we go. Boom. Okay, my new pitcher results have been entered, and we can close this game. Send game results to box score replay. No. There we go. We're done. Look at that. That's nasty. All green all over the place for the Phillies and nothing for the Cardinals. Bang. So that was fun. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. I may be back tonight. Truth Hurts Wilkie. Action PC has the 2022 baseball season free today. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Dave's always doing some good stuff. Time for the rain delay dance off, says Parallel League. How you doing, Truth Hurts Wilkie? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I keep getting your emails and stuff and keep checking them out. Thank you. I haven't been around a lot, so. This actually might be accessible. Yeah, it's modern and it's text-based. It is. It's all text-based. There's no fit. The only graphics in here are player picks. And you can use the same player pictures that you have in Action PC Baseball. And actually, when we'll figure out a way to get this game for you. I want to make sure it is, and I will gladly get it for you, my friend. The pictures come right with the setup, so you don't even have to set anything up like you have to in Action PC Baseball. So yeah, there you go. So I don't know when the next broadcast will be. Hopefully, we're going to have Paul Fay. I may do a broadcast tonight. It depends. I'm working on a couple new magic effects. One called Bermuda Triangle, which is really super cool. Very weird looking thing. But if I can get it to the point where I'm feeling it's starting to be workable and it feels good, I may come back and do a broadcast tonight. Out of the Park Baseball we'll do tonight. Either continuing that tournament that we had going, or we'll just pick 2 all-time great teams or something like that. But yeah, Aaron, there's nothing here. I wish there was a way we could test this, because this is the only thing would be I would just be wondering about these. There are menu choices here in the front, but there's no drop-down menus or anything in this game. I think this is programmed in Python, if I'm not mistaken. So. You have to. Let me see here, Aaron. I'll tell you how. Let's go to DK Sports, and we'll bring it over here because Dave's doing a bunch of stuff here. Doing sales. He's always got sales, man. He's always got sales. So there we go. Let's go to shop. I'm bringing the website over here just so I can look. All right. What do we got going on here? What do we got going on here? Let's look at baseball seasons first. So 2022 apparently on well, it's on the best sale forever, right? Best sale ever. It's free. I think you have to make a purchase though, I think, to get these freebies. Where the hell is it? 2020. Where's 2022? Bah. Oh, go to special and freebies. Thank you. That saves me a lot of time. Blah. You'd think I'd know what I'm doing on this site. I come on here like just when the new game comes out. There we go. Specials and freebies. Here's what's on offer. So the 2022 baseball season. Go there, Aaron. So thank you, Truth Hurts Wilkie. So it's just free up. Add to cart and you got it. So if you guys, for you college football fans, if you want like all of college football from 2000 to 2009, regular price on this is $290 on sale for $76. Same for college football from 2010 to 2019, $76 instead of $290. That's pretty nice. Basketball. So there's only one baseball thing for sale here, so I'm not going to go through all this. So freebies here. If you went to Southwest Conference 1977 college football, it costs zip. 1980 Big Ten, zip. And there's some basketball going on here for free. For the Big East, Ivy League 2005-2006 season. Football fans, American football fans, the 2014 season is free. So Truth Hurts Wilkie said he downloaded all the freebies, even golf. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure everybody else thanks you here too. But always great. So for golf, golf has a freebie here for you guys. The 1992 season is 0. So just go and add them to cart. And you got them, guys. I would get the 2022 baseball season, but I have it. But yeah, there you go. There you go, guys. While we're here, let's look and see what else, though, because he always has a lot of stuff. We got some seasons and stuff like that. Let's look at, let's see if there's anything that's fun on sale right now. So, what kind of bums me out, again, I have everything, but this was a case where Dave really upped the prices on stuff. So you do get 20% off any purchase over $100. They used to have a thing called Baseball Complete, but I think that is gone now. Yeah, it was like all of baseball. And there was one time MV got it. It was only like 200 some dollars or something. But now it's split up. So, and I guess I get why he's doing it, but it's so normally, for this community, most of you guys are into more modern baseball. So for every baseball season from 1950 to 1999, so it's 50 years of baseball, $350 if you got the money to pony up. It's regularly $950. So that's the same for baseball from 1900 to 49, and of course 1880 to 1899. But this used to be one big thing, and you would see it sometimes as low as like $250. So this is kind of a thing that went up. Kind of really surprised to see that, but it happens. The 2025 baseball playoffs right now on sale for $8. I think I'm just going to wait until the next release, about 6 weeks away, and just get the 2025 season with the new product, I think. So just quickly, let's see what else is on sale right now. Is there anything single digits? So college baseball, if anybody's into college baseball, some of that's on sale. He has great sales around. See any of the Negro Leagues on sale? So yeah, decent sale for the Negro Leagues. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Franchise best, not on sale. Not on sale, but these are great. I love these. Let me see. What do we got? Best of. These are not on sale yet. Special collections. Okay, so no sale going on there. That's okay. You can pick up the 1955 baseball All-Star game for $3. So Dave now has 4 All-Star games, 5 All-Star games available. So 1979 is $5 if anybody's interested in that. So not bad, considering you know, I don't think that he would allow those of us who have all these seasons to go ahead and do them. I don't know why he doesn't just do the All-Star games. There's only 2 games or 3 games that I know that have them all. Digital Diamond Baseball, Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, and what's the third one? Diamond Mind. They have all the All-Star games. Just right. Well, you have to buy them in Diamond Mind. Classic Decades. These are really good too. Not on sale though. So Complete Decades. Now these are good deals, guys, and they won't break the bank too much. Yeah, he'll drop prices at various times. Yeah, you do. Truth Hurts Wokey is so very, very right. You got to check all the time on DK Sports. He's right, weekly. Dave always has a sale going on somewhere, and I do like to. I've bought a lot full price just because he does that, and the best damn customer service. I told you guys about the issue I had with the Decades League. At this point, I'm going to just wait for the new one. But Dave did reach out, by the way, and say, "Hey, look, we're ready to fix this, and we're not able to replicate the bug." But they gave it a go, and so love the game. But Truth Hurts Wokey, this is definitely says if you're going to buy Decades or baseball seasons, 20% is a pretty good deal. Really, it is. It is. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys are 1970s or 1980s baseball. So you can get the complete 1970s, normally $95 on sale for $68.97. But here's the trick. Buy this, pick up 2 of the All-Star games. Now you've got 20% off your order. So really a lot of incentive to buy here. So, and this is kind of a cost effective way. If you want, you wait for these sales. But even so, right? So you heard the prices for the way that he was doing Baseball Complete, now buying tons of seasons in a row. And I don't know about you, but I don't have $400 lying around. So Truth Hurts Wookie, I want to get back to that. I'm going to leave this up on the screen because that'll remind me, because there's something I'm waiting for from Diamond Mine that I haven't seen yet, and they've been talking about that's due out. Because there's a tournament that I have going on in Out of the Park, but I also wanted to do it in Diamond Mine, but I'll talk about that in a second. So if you wanted to get all of baseball back to 1880 to the present, well, to the 2010s, just at a regular price, $95 per month is not bad. That's the way I built my. Is I would buy some seasons at a time or some complete decades when I could, or whatever, and that's how I was able to build my sort of Action PC baseball library. But I mean, for right now, even just pick a couple decades that you love, or maybe even just one. I mean, just what you could do, even just with one decade for 68.97. That's a crap ton of baseball, with all the drafts that you can do and everything. These use as played lineups, lefty righty splits, everything. Very complete, good stuff. Oh, so you just view cart and check out. You have to have an account with DK Sports, Aaron, and you basically just check out. I don't know if you can check out as a guest or not. If you can, let me see. If I check out here, what happens? My shopping cart's empty. Let me add something. I should add something I don't have, just for shits and giggles. How's that? I'll do it for you, Aaron. For you, I'll buy something, just something I don't have, even though I could make it. Let me see. Where's the damned All-Star game? All right, there we go. I'll buy the 1979 All-Star game. I'm going to add that to my cart. Let me see if it'll let me check out without my account. Yeah, so you can. So once you get there, Aaron, I would log into my account and actually buy it. You can either choose checkout or checkout with PayPal. The only thing is with why it's good to have there. You can see there's my account. Why it's good to have that is because then you have backups. But that's all you got to do. Just click either checkout or pay with PayPal, and you'll have the 2022 season. Yeah. Okay. So Truth Hurts Wookie, Diamond Mine said that they were going to come out with the next volume of the Great Team set, and I haven't seen it yet, because the only thing that was stopping me from doing a tournament that I have going on in Out of the Park baseball was the 2007 Rockies. Yeah, 2007, 2008, whichever Rockies team that was. I'm like, I'm not going to buy that season just so I can have the Colorado Rockies in a tournament. But that's not out yet. So this illustrates why Out of the Park won you over. So funny story on that, Modern Relic, or interesting story. For me, it went the opposite way. So, and then we'll get to Truth Hurts Wokies because it's about animals, about doggies. So for me, Out of the Park is still my favorite baseball simulation, because I can do just about any damn thing I can imagine with that game, and I get it for the low price of $50. What a steal! Yeah, that prices. But so what got me into Action PC baseball was one night sitting over there in Holland, like you do, and it was about 2 a.m, and there's this guy named Al Red Sox fan, and he's playing this game called Action PC Baseball. I'm like, yeah, it looks all right, but man, I got Out of the Park baseball and blah blah blah. The more I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it, and that was it. I was hooked. I really, really, the two baseball games that I was really or three that I was playing at the time, Out of the Park baseball, Diamond Mine, and Old Time Baseball. Those are the only three. I'm like, hey, I got everything, and whatever. But I saw that. But Action PC, I really got to say, I really do love the game. And for me, if I had it to do over again, would I buy everything for it? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I definitely would do that. Should we? You know what? Let's buy the 1979 All-Star Game. I'm going to log in and let's buy it. Let's buy it. Let's buy it. Let's buy it. Okay. Not my address there, so you guys can go ahead and whatever, but that's not my address. And customer notes, PayPal, the safer, easier way to pay. Let's do that. I love PayPal for this. Okay. Review order. One more step. Place your order. Place your order here. Place your order. There we go. And now it's ready to rock. Maybe we'll play the All-Star Game sometime. All right. So Truth or Focus said spent $435 today on two of his Maltese because of allergies in January. Have to take all three for their yearly shots. That's going to be at least $350. Getting into your play money. Yeah, vet prices are high, and there's a shortage of veterinarians. Yeah. Harder to get into veterinary school than it is medical school. Don't know if you guys know that. For every empty seat or every open seat in a veterinary school, there are 55 candidates per seat waiting. And the original reason I went to college was I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I wanted to work with exotic cats. But at that time, Penn State's washout course for anything like that was calculus, which veterinarians don't use. So, and I'm like, an idiot when it comes to calculus. So I changed my major and did my work with animals in other ways. But wouldn't you know it, by the time I reached my junior year at Penn State, by then it was too late because I didn't have all the other core courses I needed to be a veterinarian. And I hope anybody watching this later don't be trolling my folks. That's really their number. Probably should have bought that off screen, but there you go. I trust you guys. Anyhow, then they got rid of the calculus requirement. So I could have been a veterinarian. Damn it. Oh well. Modern Relic talks about, he says, I sort of think of out of the park baseball like a modern baseball. Yes, it definitely is. Modern, yeah. So I think old time baseball is really the grandfather, is really the granddaddy, if you will, of out of the park baseball in so many ways, because it's a deep game. But yeah, much better stats, and of course, with all the minor leagues and everything like that, and out of the park's king, out of the park's king. But that said, I do like action PC baseball, and I would invest in it again if I had to do it all over again. I really would. I think Dave has incredible customer support, the best in the biz. Mark Cohen is good. Mark Cohen is good, not Mark, and certainly Craig Harris is really, really good. But I mean, Action PC baseball, I didn't realize this till Steve Tate told me a couple of years ago that it's been around since like 2000 or 2001. I didn't realize how long this game, Action PC baseball, is only slightly younger than out of the park baseball. So it's been going on for a while. You used to be able to create your own teams in action PC baseball. So I guess he started by, you could either buy seasons or just do like an encyclopedia import like you used to be able to do with baseball windows. So for at one time, you didn't have to buy seasons for action PC. But you know what? You have so quick story about him, and this is why I think I'm loyal to that game too. Is 2020, when the 2024 edition came out, and I bought just the basic edition because I'm like, why am I going to buy seasons that I already have? So I'll just buy the basic version. And I remember because Dwayne Martz was having trouble with it too, or no, he was, because his was working. That's what it was. Couldn't get it to run. A bunch of people on the boards, Action PC, they were lit up that night. So this was December 2024. Couldn't get the game to run. Couldn't get the run. Getting all kinds of errors. And so Dave's out in Wisconsin, so he's in the Central Time Zone. And I'd been waiting. I was at work all day, and all I was thinking about is, I can't wait, man. I want to get home, and I'm going to play. My plans were I was going to play Action PC baseball all night and call off sick the next day so I could play Action PC baseball after, I'd go to bed at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, get up, play Action PC baseball all day. I was so fired up, so stoked, so psyched, whatever decade you want to use. Wouldn't work, wouldn't work, wouldn't work. Sent Dave an email. Man, what's going on? I've never seen this. Runtime errors all over the place. It won't work, won't work. Dave out there. So by this time, it's 1 a.m. for me. It's midnight for Dave. Midnight on release day, guys. And he doing all he can. And he said, look, man, he said, I'm going to look. He says, it's getting late for me here. He said, but I promise you I'll look into it. Dave makes you a promise he's going to keep it. So as it turned out, I didn't call off work that day, but I got up in the morning, got on, and there was an email. And Dave, now there's a big price difference between the basic package and the deluxe package. Dave sent me the deluxe package, $69.99 or whatever the hell it was. I wrote him back. I said, Dave, I said, thank you so much. I said, but I said, I ordered the basic package. I said, how can I reimburse you? He said, enjoy. Now, how cool is that? Here is a guy, right? So I think the basic package was like $39.99, $30, man. And it's not like he's making a ton of money doing this stuff. And with all the sales and everything like that, I'm sure he's making a living and stuff. But you know what? There you go. Now that sealed it. That sealed it for me right there. I mean, I always loved the game, loved the customer support, but he just said, just enjoy. He could have said, oh, yeah, geez, I screwed up. I'm going to trust you not to install that. I'll send you the base. Because what it was the launcher, something about the launcher of the basic game had some bad code in it or something. But how can you not support a developer like that? I mean, if you play the game, if you're not a fan of Action PC, certainly it's a different story altogether. But for as big as Out of the Park has become, I've got to say they're pretty good too. They're pretty good too. But Dave is the best, hands down. That was incredible what he did. So, my good friend Truth Hearts Rookie says, from my experience, Diamond Mine and Action PC have great customer service. Strat, not good for me, but it is. Maybe they're good now, but they weren't back then. Have had issues from Appa in the past. Herson is one man, show no contact number. Not how to run a bus. So interesting how that works. So how can you have a business and no contact number? That's tricky. So for me, back, so I'm still living in Holland, and I'll just make this short. Then, so this was in 2016. I had Strat PC, and I bought a new computer, and I just wanted to transfer it over to my new computer, right? Like you do, right? So back then, couldn't do it, man. I actually even made the overseas call. So because you still can't call overseas for free. And I called, and they said the only way that you can do that is we have to be, they actually had to use like this software, right? That Team, AnyDesk stuff, whatever, and actually be able to see me do it. Where's IDGest when you need a good strat rant? Yep, it's the best. Required viewing. So as it turned out, and I spent a lot of money on the game, on Strat PC Baseball. Not only did I not move the game over, I uninstalled it and got rid of it. And I didn't spend like maybe what, maybe somebody like Sports Time Machine did, but I put like $400 or $500 in that game. And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just throw that money out the window and deal with these clowns again. That was my experience. On Apple, on the other hand, helped out Aaron with Baseball for Windows. And John Herson, I wrote to him, I said, John, I'm going to pick this up as a gift for a friend. I said, but he's blind. I said, so can we help get this purchase through so it's real easy for him? John Herson gets back to me, same day email, got it taken care of, buddy. And that was it. So it was the opposite thing for me. But I do find it bizarre. But yes, John Herson, one-man show. And I know that he said he's not going to really give much support to Baseball for Windows anymore, which makes me sad. I wish John would sell the company to somebody who would realize what a great baseball game it is and hire John Miller to pick up where Ernie Harwell left off. I've heard Strat is better now, though. I have heard they're better now. You have to call them to reset codes if they are lost. And so here's the thing. I'll just say this very generally, that copy protection scheme that they use is ancient. So, and anybody, if you know anything about hacking, that's all I'm going to say. That's an ancient code. So I don't know why. What's wrong? Look, you got Dave Cook out there. I can now, and I mean, I'm not going to ever take advantage of this from him. I bought Action PC Baseball. I can put it on 7 PCs if I want to. I can put it on 7 PCs, and I do not think that DK Sports is as large as Strat. Strat, I think, has a great product with Strat Max. The only reason I haven't gotten back into that yet is Samuel Smith, regular member of our family here, has told me that APAGO is looking pretty promising. So I was more of an APA player back in the day than Strat. So I do want to give that a go, then decide. I'm either going to go Strat Max or APAGO. I'm not sure which one yet. Strat Max on last look is the better product, though. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping. But whatever, it's good. Aaron says, I've said it before and I'll say it again, app is a perfect game for me. Well, yeah. And that's the other thing, right? For Aaron, guys, and I mean, Aaron doesn't mind me pointing this out. People complain about how, and now I'm sounding like a broken record. So this is where people would start leaving if you've been watching. People say that, oh, no, it's hard to navigate. This man is blind. And he was navigating and playing games in APA PC Baseball, getting around it within a day, and by the end of the week, he was a pro, doing everything I can do with it. And I've been playing the game since 1990. I think the first time I bought baseball for Windows was 1995, so I got some years on Aaron in that game. And yeah, great game, and for him especially too. But because he can't see, but he can listen to baseball and he can navigate. It's just modular, but it's easy. Come on, yeah. Just Wilkie says they will not. Yeah, that's really that's bizarre. They have to be purchased by you. That's interesting. I don't know why they're still doing that. They don't. So the hint is 14. That's there's you're gonna have to do anybody. You just have to do some research. But those codes and 14 have a special relationship with each other, with the hexadecimal thing. But again, that's kind of really some old school stuff there. But I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying 14 is all I'm saying. It's 14. But yeah, I mean, Strat's getting better at their customer service. A lot of people have told me that. But you gotta, the PC game. Yep, D. Scott Howard knows this is coming. ID Jester is right. How many years ago did he do that rant? He's still right. The PC game's got to be retired. They got this great product in Strat Max. Redesign your PC game, and if you're not going to make all the seasons available, you know what? Just do it like Dave Cook does. Strat fans are going to play Stratomatic baseball. They're not going to quit, right? Just do it. And I mean, look, I've got 2 computers right now, and I'm only running Action PC on one. I'm running Out of the Park Baseball on 2 of them because the other one's newer and there's more stuff I want to do. But meh. Broken record. What's that? D. Scott Howard. I mean, hey, Truth Hurts Wokey, I get that they want you to buy from them. I do. But the serial number protection is stupid. And again, unless they've changed it from 2015, so that's only 10 years ago, try to move those seasons onto a new PC. Maybe you can do it now. I couldn't. They wouldn't let me do it. I'm like, what? Come on. I know they're afraid of piracy. Piracy, I get it. It's bad. I get that. But if they're, I don't know whether they're keeping score or not, but people are not fans of DRM, digital rights managements in games. They're not. And Out of the Park Baseball gives you everything. And if you buy it just from the developers, they don't give a shit how many computers you're going to run Out of the Park Baseball on. Steam limits you, but I get why Steam does that too. But still, they're pretty generous. I think you can have a game on Steam on like 3 computers plus a Steam Deck or something. So I don't know. Anyhow, that is it, as they say. That is it, Fort Pitt. Guys, real joy. Maybe back tonight. The Strat interface was outdated when it was new, says D. Scott Howard, and he's right. Again, guys, go back, look at ID Jester's channel. Everything that he said whenever he did that rant about Strat, not knocking the game itself. Strat is an excellent baseball game. Stratomatic baseball itself is great. It's been around 64 years. Appa's been around 74 years. They're great, both great baseball games. But Strat's PC game sucks hard. I'm sorry. It does. It sucks hard. I will put it up against Appa's PC baseball game any day of the year, and not just because of the Ernie Harwell voice, but you want to set up a draft league, you want to set up a fantasy league, you want to set up a all-time greats league, teams from different eras and stuff like that. Much easier to do with Appa. Strat, poof. Byzantine interface. I know D. Scott Howard likes when I use the term Byzantine, so I'll use it again. Byzantine interface. Yeah. Truth Hurts Wilkie, good to see you, man. Got to figure out how to hook up and just talk some politics, huh? Off stream, of course, but we got to talk some politics, man. Getting scared. I don't know how they could, Aaron, as far as making Out of the Park baseball accessible. I don't know how they could. I wish they could. I want so badly for you to play Out of the Park baseball. It's incredible. It is. And I'm not trying to say this to make you feel bad. It is an incredible baseball game. It really is. Holy moly! I mean, they threw everything into that game, and it plays well. And it's the only baseball game that I know of, digital baseball game, that will track your replay against the actual replay, and it's very, very accurate. So D. Scott Howard says he used to date a girl. He says, I used to date a gal named. This is comment worthy up here. He says, I used to date a gal named Byzantine. All right. Interesting. Was she Greek Orthodox by any chance? So cool, guys. This was a lot of fun today. Thank you very much. It always I like spending days off hanging out with you guys when I can, and maybe we'll be back tonight. I don't know. You guys are probably over it though, man. This is 2 hours. We're coming up on 3 hours now, so maybe not. Maybe 3 hours of Beatles Eternally is enough. We'll see. We'll see. So, guys, thank you very much. Please, in the comments, if anybody's interested, we get on here. Let's pick a baseball game, this one or another one. Pick 25 players. Let's make 2 teams, and let's play them in a series against each other. Let's have some fun, So let me know in the comments if you're interested in doing that. And then Ned McGreevy will be starting up the initial draft and everything. Our introduction is going to be around Thanksgiving, and McGreevy should be in full swing, hopefully by the end of November. So stay tuned. In the meantime, thank you to D. Scott Howard, Truth Hurts Wilkie, Aaron Reed, the man of 1,000 voices. Subscribe to that great channel, please. Also to D. Scott Howard, to his channel. To Modern Relic, thank you, my friend. Cubbies fan. Hopefully I'm not dead to him. Again, Parallel League, our resident punster. Love it. Thank you. Sharing some great stories with him. Happy birthday again, Mr. Reed. And I sang a little Beatles for him, so that was all right, I guess. His ears didn't bleed, I hope. Nobody else's ears. Parallel League gets the comment of the day about Sid Bream. We're talking about that Francisco Cabrera game, and he said Sid scored, and he was scoring with Sid Bream's wife. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. Parallel League being a Bucko fan. Stick Tap Sports Network, another great one to check out, guys. Please check it out. Check it out. Tony M was here with us as well. Thunderbird Gaming was here. Philip Reynolds was here. So check out Philip Reynolds, Thunderbird Gaming, Stick Tap Sports Network. as well. Dwayne Martz, another great channel. Check that one out. Red, White, and Blue Racing, and of course, lots of baseball, Digital Diamond Baseball, and Apple Master Game. Fact Sports Desk with Paul Fay. We're going to have a stream of his video on Baseball HQ on that this week. So Cards and Dice Guys should be up for that. Legend Sports Universe. Hopefully by the end of the week, he's saying there should be an update on when Franchise Stars Baseball League Season 5 will start. So please subscribe to that channel. Nathaniel was here way, way back. He's moving, starting 2 new jobs. Congrats to Nathaniel. Always a pleasure to have one of our cousins in here, as we're all cousins in this family. And Brother Jack Dawson, first one in the ballpark today. So the Philadelphia Phillies, in a replay of a game from 1982, clobbered the St. Louis Cardinals in a rain-shortened game, 7-0. All right, I'm going to go hunt right now. Take care, everybody, as Modern Relic says. And until the next time, we'll see you around the batting cage at the 3 hour and 20, or at the 3 hour mark. Take care, guys.